How are we doing, everybody? Check in to the stream. Good afternoon. We're back. I had to take just a full day off yesterday. And we were on my gaming channel all day yesterday. I just needed a full just cleanse of all of the bullshit. Especially before going to Chicago this weekend. And I'm leaving for Chicago tomorrow to follow ICE around and protests or anything that might be happening in Chicago, and I'm getting lots of reports from locals there and other journalists of what's going on, and it's not good. It's almost like Portland is the distraction, okay, with a lot of loud propaganda and a lot of loud propagandists and rhetoric, and then Chicago is the actual place where ICE is going into neighborhoods and grabbing people. They already grabbed like 20 people. I'm talking to people that live there. I'm also in all the groups now of all the ICE groups because there's like massive like ICE tracking groups on Facebook and WhatsApp and etc. I got over 20 people taken today in a 2-mile radius. It's only 1:30. That was like an hour ago now. I got like the locations of where they go. They're being tracked big time in Chicago. They being ICE. It's Chicago's a major city, massive city. Lots of people live there, so it's not like a small city or a small town. And the city is watching the federal government. So we'll have stuff to do. There should be protests. There's a limit to the protests now. The protests in Broadview are only from 9 in the morning until 6 p.m. per the mayor. I'm not sure what that means, or like you're gonna get arrested, I think, if you go there to protest before or after. That's kind of weird. But we'll check that out and see if there are protests. But if anything, we're just gonna go there to see what's going on. Many of you guys wanted me to go there. You're asking me to go back to Portland, but it's like, man, I mean, just standing outside the building's great and all, but it's like a bunch of clownery. Like it's not a war zone. I know it's good to be there to show the narrative of it not happening, but it's like, man, I can only be there and listen to Tylenol addicts on the MAGA side go and just agitate the whole time. They are taken away from. If anything, they have become the story. They themselves have now become the story of what's going on in Portland with the agitation of the protests, and that's really what it is. You have people out there protesting ICE, and then you got counter protesters that are MAGA or pro ICE, and they're out there making a name for themselves and playing victim for the media. And that's what's going on in Portland. Okay, and it's on one little street. In Chicago, they're raiding buildings, okay, and grabbing people out of their workplaces, and it's not good. Okay, this Operation Midway, it's called Operation Midway Blitz, is what's going on in Chicago right now. So we'll see what it all looks like. I mean, there's been the local police in Chicago and the federal police are like not getting along at all. You've already had National Guard position come out today. Let me pull up my threads. I'm on Threads too. I think Threads is better than Blue Sky. It's way better than Blue Sky. There's DMs on it now. I just reposted it. You also have Trump meeting with MAGA propagandists here coming up, which we're going to have live coverage of for you guys. He's meeting with Andy. It's all the worst things you can imagine are happening. Andy No, who wasn't even on, he was not even on the ground. He's too scared to go out there. I think he lives in a different country now. I think Andy No doesn't even live in the U.S. because he's a pussy. But he's going to be talking to the president. All of the MAGA propagandists that you guys all saw out there in Portland are speaking directly to the president today. That's what's going on. I told you, they're feeding each other. That's how their world works. They feed each other bullshit directly to the president. Okay, but Andy No was not even there in Portland. He's like a command center guy now. He sits at home, and all the other little right-wing bullshit does work for him now, because he's too scared to go out there because he was never an objective journalist. Okay, he's a clown. So Andy No's going to speak to the president, but it's worse. You got All the I think I bookmarked it. Got a lot of bookmarks. Here you go. So you got Timu Glenn, who we saw out there crying when Tommy was arrested multiple times. And he does this thing with his voice too, where he tries to sound like a sportscaster.
Hey guys, it's been a whirlwind 48 hours. Just the other day, I was in Portland, Oregon, covering an Antifa direct action.
Smoke is now being deployed.
Now I'm in Washington, D.C., invited alongside a group of other independent journalists to attend an Antifa roundtable with President Trump.
And it's happening on live, and we get to watch it. So you guys got to see it out there. You guys all saw it on the ground, and all of them cry victim, and now they get to go cry to the president directly. And be like, it's so bad out there. We can't agitate and provoke protesters. They don't like it. It's a war zone.
We're going to brief him about how these domestic terrorists work. And
what do you mean, no way? This is how it works. This is MAGA. Everybody's better get used to it now. MAGA feeds itself. That's why it works well, because they feel emboldened because they get to literally meet with the president of the United States if they go out there and act like this. Like, they get rewarded. It's like a little treat for being a little domestic terrorist.
Of course, share our own personal experiences covering these nut jobs on the front lines. Looking back at the past 5 years, getting doxxed with my address on buildings, being targeted by Antifa with violence, I guess it was all worth it.
Were you not the one hitting the person there?
Antifa with violence, Antifa with violence. I guess it was all worth it, because this very moment could change the trajectory of how the U.S. government, how the federal authorities start to target and go after these folks to wipe them out once and for all.
So that should just tell you guys that if these people are anywhere near a protest, you should not speak to them at all. That was making me so fucking cringe. It was cringe because I'm out there, and we had a couple protesters come up to me and say what they had to say. Even the Charlie Kirk supporters came up to me. And we're like, are you a patriot? I'm like, no. And they're like, oh, okay. They were like confused. They didn't want to talk. I'm like, I'll still show what you got to say, though. Just say it. Fuck you mean? Like, you can only say your Charlie Kirk support shit to MAGA? Charlie Kirk out here debating whatever at the college campuses.
And we hope it's going to come true, but it's very
happening.
close.
It's happening.
And
live coverage.
Well, we have a great team over there, great negotiators.
Oh, boy. Here we go. Live at the White House with the MAGA.
On the other side also.
MAGA content creators.
I think that will happen. Got a good chance of happening. I may go there sometime toward the end of the week.
To Portland?
Maybe on Sunday, actually. And we'll see. But there's a very good chance negotiations are going along very well. We're dealing with Hamas and many other countries. As you know, we have
Israel.
Muslim. All of the Muslim countries are included. All of the Arab countries are included. Very rich countries and some that are not so rich, but just about everybody's included. It's never happened before. Nothing like that's happened before. And our final negotiation, as you know, is with Hamas.
This is live right now. We're not watching a video. I wouldn't put you guys through a video.
We'll let you know.
Today.
If that's the case,
we got to hear what the MAGA is saying about Antifa. It's literally about Antifa. It's an Antifa roundtable.
A little later than
I'm not kidding.
Saturday evening, but that seems to be our schedule.
That's what we got today.
It should be clear to all Americans that we have a very serious left-wing terror threat in our country.
Well, here you go.
Radicals associated with the domestic terror group Antifa.
The terror.
I've heard a lot about lately, and I've heard a lot about them for 10 years.
Yeah.
And other far-left extremists have been carrying out a campaign of violence against ICE agents and other officials charged with enforcing federal law. In Chicago, anarchists have surveilled at least 4 local ICE facilities and posted diagrams of the buildings online.
Cry.
Nothing but bad.
Cry about it. Cry harder.
By photos of specific ICE agents that they're targeting.
And it will continue.
Who's a top person and a great patriot. In July, approximately a dozen Antifa-aligned militants stormed the ICE facility in Texas and then lured officers out of the building before firing dozens of rounds at police.
What a lie. What a liar.
Crazy, frankly.
Yeah, liar.
Shooting one Texas
crazy
officer
liar
in the neck. And in Portland, Oregon, Antifa thugs have repeatedly attacked our officers and laid siege to federal property in an attempt to violently stop the execution of federal law. Everything we're doing is very lawful.
Right.
What they're doing is not lawful.
Oh, okay.
And what the governor and the mayor of, as an example, you could say of Portland, and you can say certainly of Chicago, it's not lawful what they're doing. They have to be very careful. In addition, 2 weeks ago, a radical left terrorist in Dallas conducted a sniper attack on a local ICE facility, killing 2 people and leaving behind a note that read, "Hopefully this will give ICE agents some real terror."
Tara.
Bad. This attack came the very same month that
That's
Charlie
bad.
Kirk was assassinated by a far-left extremist who inscribed the words, "Hey, fascist, catch," meaning catch the bullet.
Oh,
onto
okay.
the
Thanks, Trump.
Bullet shelf itself.
Right. The bullet
epidemic
shelf?
of left-wing violence and
What's a bullet shelf, Trump?
Antifa-inspired terror has been escalating
The
for
terror!
nearly a decade. At universities, Antifa has organized riotous mobs to attack campus.
Do we
speakers
see the
and
bullets still? We still haven't seen the bullets.
These are agitators, anarchists, and they're paid.
Israel killed Charlie
You'll
Kirk.
find that out. You'll be finding it out very soon. You should see what we have on these people. These are bad people. These are people that want
DeJour Floral, thank you so much for becoming a
Let
supporter.
it happen. They've used armed gangs to assault local police in cities nationwide, and they've attacked journalists reporting on their crimes. So the journalists that report on their crimes, don't worry, you're very safe. I hope that's not going to turn you around, but they have been very threatening to people, but we're going to be very threatening to them, far more threatening to them than they ever were with us, and that includes the people that fund them. Probably some of the people I know, some of the people I dine with, but if they do, they're in deep trouble. So we're going to be looking very strongly at the people that are funding these operations. When you see the signs, and they're all made out of a beautiful, beautiful paper, beautiful, nice, stiff, very expensive paper with beautiful wood handles, all the same color. They come from very expensive printing machines. These are not people that write out their signs in a basement that believe in something. These are paid anarchists. At least 3 of these courageous journalists have personally been victims of Antifa attacks.
Wow.
Andy Ngo has been repeatedly beaten by Antifa.
Andy Ngo. Andy Ngo made the
He's a
presidency.
very serious person, too, I have to tell you.
A serious
Been watching him
person.
for a long time.
Right. He's so serious.
Andy here? That's what I thought. Hello, Andy. I thought that was you. You're looking better than you do out on those streets, huh? You look much better. It's nice to have you. You feel a little safer here, I think, maybe. Well, not that safe because you have them. You have to worry about that. But thank you very much. Andy Ngo has been repeatedly beaten by Antifa, and including one assault that left him with a brain hemorrhage. Only days ago, Nick Sortor was assaulted in Portland.
Nick Sortor.
Burning mob, and we've made it 1 year penalty for inciting riots.
Yeah, you haven't.
The
Yeah.
freedom of speech away because that's been through the courts.
We took the freedom of speech away.
You have freedom of speech, but what has happened is when they burn a flag, it agitates and irritates crowds. I've never seen anything like it on both sides, and you end up with riots. So we're going on that basis. We're looking at it not from the freedom of speech, which I always felt strongly about, but never
Right.
passed the courts.
Oh.
This is what they do: is they incite. When you burn an American flag, you incite tremendous violence. We have many examples of it.
Yeah,
Many
violence from
examples
MAGA.
of it, and it's
MAGA
actually
gets
down on
upset and
tape.
they want to
You
start
see
fighting
things
people.
happen that just don't happen unless it's the flag that's burning.
Yeah, MAGA gets upset.
Very
Yep.
recently, Katie Davis Court was hit in the face.
Oh
with a
my
flag
God,
thrown
all of
by
them.
An Antifa radical.
No fucking way,
leaving her
bro.
with a very blackened eye. So, Katie, thank you very much, and I'd like to
No way,
also
brother.
say that I watched Nick. Where's Nick? Is Nick here?
Every dumb fuck character that you guys saw over the weekend is getting
I know
shouted
what
out
time you
now.
went through. I watched. I hope you got my little note.
I wonder if he's gonna say that Tommy Boy guy too. The weaponized autism that they used out there.
Yeah.
And your note helped a lot. I truly appreciate it.
I'm Nick Sorter.
Talk about it a little bit. Under the last administration,
Guy has no chin.
The Department of Justice targeted faithful Catholics, Christians, and patriotic parents.
Eat my fucking balls, Alan. Literally eat my fucking ball sack.
Extreme because they believe
Fuck
in God.
outta here.
They're extreme because they go to Catholic church or
This is a non-MAGA channel.
evangelicals. were-
100%.
everybody was
Go
under
fuck
the gun.
yourself. That's
Unless
my
you're a really
pronouns.
bad, sick
Go
person,
fuck
then
yourself.
They left you alone. Under the Trump administration, we're going after Antifa criminals, and all who fund and support their campaigns are in serious trouble. And we have a lot of records already, a lot of surprises, a lot of bad surprises. It's people that you would never think. I want to thank Attorney General Pam Bondi, who, by the way, yesterday was incredible in Congress. It was amazing, and she just did it from the heart and the brain, because she's very smart, in all fairness. But she did it from the heart, and she did it an incredible. Everybody was talking about it.
Did it from the heart.
Fake senators, these terrible senators, people like Blumenthal that had a phony war record. For 20 years, he talked about it, what a hero he was, and it turned out he never went to Vietnam. For 20 years, he talked about
you avoided Vietnam for your bone spurs, you pussy.
What platoon he was with.
Pussy ass president. Shut up.
Exposed that somebody was watching from that particular platoon. They said he was.
Wow, at least he served. Yeah, at least he served in the military.
Cried and was ready to drop out of the election.
What'd you do in Vietnam, Trump? What did you do during Vietnam?
Disgraceful. And then he looks at people like Pam and he starts criticizing her, and she's a patriot.
Trump, what did you do? Why didn't you serve?
You know, we have a young congressman that's right now in jail for lying about where he went to college and other things. It was, frankly, not good. It was pretty bad. But it was nothing compared to Blumenthal. I mean, what Blumenthal did, he was for 20 years a hero, a great war hero. And then he sits back and, sanctimonious kind of a guy, looks down, how dare you do this to the American public, What a fake. But I thought Pam was incredible yesterday, as well as Secretary Kristi Noem, who's really out there courageously, and I appreciate it, Kristi, amazing what you're doing. FBI Director Kash Patel, who's really coming up with some great information, Kash. It's great. Keep it coming, because there's plenty of it. Deputy Attorney General, one of the best lawyers you'll ever find, Todd Blanche, who I know personally is a good lawyer because I'm here.
Yeah, I heard that that Tommy boy pussy went up to like a different streamer and was like, "Are you Mercado?" And like, fuck all your subscribers.
Director Patel, and
he's gonna tell him to go snort more Tylenol.
Very courageous people, and they're going to be talking, journalists, almost all. And they're going to be talking, and we'll take some questions from the press.
So we get to hear from Nick Sorter and all these losers.
And as you made clear, Antifa is a domestic left-wing terrorist organization.
Right.
We've seen them on video for years because they wanted to be seen, and they got away with it. They beat journalists. They attack courthouses. They attack police stations. They dox and assault our law enforcement officers. The Biden administration left these crimes with total impunity for years.
Really?
So did Democrat leaders like Pritzker.
What protests?
Johnson.
What protests?
Independent journalist Nick Sorter was arrested just for protecting himself against Antifa.
No,
I saw
he was
it
instigating.
And I called Nick. I couldn't believe what happened.
Wow, I called him personally.
He did all this just trying to save our American flag from being burned. He was pushed down and assaulted, yet the local police arrested Nick, not the Antifa thugs who did this to him. Antifa feels empowered to operate in the open because weak Democrats have turned a blind eye to their actions. Their hatred for President Trump and for law and order
Their hatred for Trump
fuels their violence. We've seen more than 1,000%.
Good for Nick.
1,000%
there you go.
increase
Go fuck
in
yourself down.
attacks against our ICE agents since January 20.
Mods, blast anybody that feels bad for Nick.
For you firsthand to keep our federal.
We're not doing that here.
To keep our federal buildings safe.
You can go watch.
And we're not going to have it anymore. These thugs.
Your MAGA bullshit.
You saw what's happening in Portland and Chicago, and you saw what happened in Dallas. No longer. This is not activism.
They're all government snitches.
We can't and we will not let masked terrorists burn our buildings, attack our law enforcement, and intimidate our communities. Under your leadership, President Trump, we're deploying the full might of the federal law enforcement to crack down on Antifa and other domestic terrorist organizations led by Stephen Miller and Stephen Thayer.
Oh, great. Stephen Miller's leading it? Oh, great.
Last week, I issued a memo.
That's good.
Ordering our federal law enforcement agents, DEA, FBI, U.S. Marshals, and ATF to protect ICE officers from Antifa and other radical left-wing violence.
Really?
Director Patel has been going non-stop. He and Deputy Attorney General Blanche were in Chicago yesterday, While Secretary Noem was in Portland, we are around this country fighting against this domestic terrorism. We had Apple and Google take down the ICE block apps.
She is such a fucking lying bitch.
The safety of
what a lying
law
bitch.
enforcement officers.
Here's Christy Noem looking at the fucking violence.
The violent criminals we can see in the streets.
Here's Christy Noem looking at the violence.
It's more than just getting the bad guy off the streets. It's breaking down the organization brick by brick. Just like we did with cartels, we're going to take the same approach, President
the chicken guy.
with Antifa. Destroy the entire organization from top to bottom. We're going to take them apart.
They're going to take them apart.
Thanks to your bold leadership and the designation of Antifa as a terrorist organization, which is exactly what they are.
Well, now they're going to start coming for us.
Tolerate their unhinged violence. Thank you.
Yep. Okay. Well, bring it on then.
Well, thank you, Mr. President, and thank you for hosting today and focusing on Antifa and the terrorists that they are.
She's got her little conservative Christian voice going.
Individuals do not just want to threaten our law enforcement officers, threaten our journalists, and the citizens of this country. They want to kill them. Their agenda is to destroy the American people and our way of life, and this president is standing in their way. He is stopping them from bringing their death and their destruction to the individual citizens in this country that just want to raise their kids and their grandkids in peace and in safety. I want to also thank everyone.
When I told you guys MAGA is the enemy, I wasn't being hyperbolic or like my political opinion.
To our way of life.
They're like a domestic enemy in our country.
How sophisticated their networks are, how they've infiltrated our entire country, and we're seeing them play out with their tactics from city to city, and how they have built out their funding mechanisms. And, sir, I also want to thank our Treasury Secretary for his work in getting to the bottom of these funding mechanisms and individuals who are perpetuating this violence on our American cities. I was in Portland yesterday and had the chance to visit with the governor of Oregon and also the mayor. They're in town, and they are absolutely covering up the terrorism that is hitting their streets. While you talked about some of the stories of our ICE agents, our Border Patrol agents, how they have been attacked, how they have been shot at, injured, the damage that they've done, these leaders in these local cities, along with Pritzker and Johnson, ignore what's going on, or, sir, they're helping Antifa cover it up. We have arrested dozens of individuals that are Antifa members or affiliated with them, and I want to thank our Attorney General for prosecuting them and making sure they never see the light of day again. They have been so bold in making sure we're bringing those individuals to justice. One of the individuals we arrested recently in Portland was the girlfriend of one of the founders of Antifa, and that we are hoping that as we go after her, interview her, and
the founder of Antifa,
we'll get more and more information about the network and how we can root them out and eliminate them from the existence of American society.
Really?
I want to thank the new journalists here today for telling their story.
The new journalists.
Able and willing to go to the streets and to cover.
The new crisis actors. That's what they are.
The legacy media has
they're crisis actors.
to tell the stories.
Everything Alex Jones lied about is like they're doing it.
On what this is and what damage it is doing to our country, and how this network of Antifa is just
false flags and crisis actors. That's MAGA.
As ISIS, as Hezbollah, as Hamas. As
we got to do something about it eventually.
They are just as dangerous. They have an agenda to destroy us, just like the other terrorists we've dealt with for many, many years. And today is the day that we have a president that won't tolerate it and will stand up and fight for the American people. So thank you for being here, for being so bold, and for standing in the gap at such a time as this. It will matter. It will make a difference, and your life will be one of significance because of what you've done today. So with that, God bless you, and thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Your life will forever be significant.
Thank you, Mr. President. People gave you a sweeping mandate in your victory in this election cycle, and they demanded safety and security for our citizens. And your administration, with your leadership, has provided us with the resources that we need, which is a whole-of-government approach to go after criminals absolutely everywhere, not just outside of this country, but within this country.
Really?
And that takes a whole-of-government approach. The interagency seated up here with the Department of Homeland Security, our Attorney General, our Deputy Attorney General, and your White House staffers, and including Stephen Miller's leadership, has allowed us to go out there and map out these networks. What we are doing at the FBI is simple. It does not require rocket science. We are following the money. money never lies. And that's what it's going to take to bring down this network of organized criminal thugs, gangbangers, and yes, domestic terrorists, because that's what they are. They are harming everyday citizens in every single one of our communities. And the folks you see here on the right and left, they're some of the bravest men and women we have today. Right. They're reporting the stories live time because the mainstream media won't cover it. Right. They're putting their lives on the line. Right. They're standing up for the flag. The least we can do is stand up for them. So you have my thanks. I read more of your stories than I do theirs because you guys are putting out the truth. And we deserve a country where you are protected as equally as they are. Right. We, in this FBI, will go after with the criminals with a vengeance. We will not rest until we find every single seed, money, donor, organization, and funding mechanism that we have. And I want to echo the Secretary's comments on Scott Bessent, who's allowing us to map out these networks through their financial criminal activities, which has been going on for decades. And I would like to remind the American public, they built this disease temple of corruption over decades. And in 8 short months, Mr. President, you have crippled their foundation because of your leadership here, because of the interagency, because of people like Deputy Attorney General Blanche, and because of Attorney General Pam Bondi's fearless leadership to go after criminals wherever they are. They will not be able to hide. They were able to hide and conspire with prior administrations, and we are exposing their corruption from within. And we will go to every single city in this country under Operation Summer Heat and the other operations we are doing at the FBI to bring these criminals to justice. We will arrest every single one of them from whatever perch you sit in, private or public, no matter how high your goal or your ambition is. It will be crushed by the Constitution because the American people are over, and that's what we're going to give you.
It'll be crushed. Wow.
Thank you very much, Cash.
Shut the fuck up.
Maybe we'll start over here. Would any of you like to say something?
Little podcaster boy.
You can say it in front of a fine group of people.
Oh my God, look at him. Oh my, fucking Jack Pacific too.
Sure. Go ahead.
Absolutely. President Trump, members of the cabinet, really appreciate you guys bringing this together. And the fact that we are here today on such short notice shows how serious you guys are taking this issue of trans and frankly, the cities and police departments that are cooperating with Antifa, such as Portland. I mean, the Portland politicians are literally willing to sacrifice their own citizens just to appease these Antifa terrorists. It's sickening. I've seen it firsthand, obviously. When I went to jail that night, never expected it to happen. I thought that they were maybe removing me for my own safety. It never crossed my mind that I was the one that was being arrested.
You were the one agitating.
I was just thrown into a hole.
You were agitating, you dumb fucking loser.
Homeland Security after I had gotten out of jail, and one of your, I won't say exactly who it was, but somebody very close to Secretary Noem over here said that they were legitimately worried for my safety in the Portland jail. But luckily, the Portland jail was, I was the only one there, essentially, because they don't actually arrest people.
Wow, okay.
Besides conservative journalists, I guess. So, look, I'm glad that it was not a good night for me. Let's just say that. It was not fun sitting in that jail, but I'm glad to see what has come of it. And I've been able to talk to a bunch of FBI.
You said this is insane. This was always going to happen. Last year was a fucking fuck up. This was always going to happen. We're in it. You guys better fucking wake up.
So exciting.
We're going there.
These guys know now that
better get your shit ready. I don't know what to tell you. You thought it was a game?
As well as the President of the United States, and they are there to do their job. They are going to fulfill this mission and
been telling y'all for years.
Violent criminals.
This is always going to happen.
One of the ones that I did.
If Trump won, and he won.
Secretary Noem yesterday, President Trump, and there was a pedophile that had come into the country 5 times over the past 7 years.
Hell yeah, people are underreacting. They're scared. They don't know what to do.
Apparently, under the Biden regime, that was just allowed to happen. That was fine. No problem. It's concerning to me that you're seeing the Portland Police Department, as well as the governor of Oregon and the mayor, of course, coming out and running defense for pedophiles that have entered the country illegally 5 times.
Really?
It's crazy. I'm glad it's taking a front row seat in the media. And, they're being forced to talk about it in reality because, we're the ones that were on the ground.
Right.
We're the ones that are actually reporting what's going on.
Right.
Much of the legacy media has been either ignoring it or covering for Antifa for years now.
Covering for them.
Thank you guys so much
Wow.
for taking this seriously. And President Trump, you mentioned that flag. So remember, you put out a truth right after
That's right. I saw that.
took this flag from that man that was burning it in the street.
I saw. Do you know who he is?
Oh yeah, I know exactly who it is.
So why don't you give it to Pam? Give it to the Attorney General, and let's start prosecutions.
Wow.
I actually have a
Incredible.
second flag that he tried to burn as well.
Oh.
Two of them from
Oh.
So what
Oh,
happened
2
was
life
when
sentences.
burning, everyone went
This
crazy.
is where we're at. We're at fucking. We are at that episode in Batman when you got the fucking. We're there. You guys better wake up and fucking accept that.
burning the flags.
We're when all shit goes, and then you got fucking.
And at least that horrible night made you famous. You got
He was
something out
already
of it.
I got a text from the President of the United States, so I appreciate that.
And President Trump, after that happened to Nick, I called Harmeet Dillon and we opened a pattern and practice investigation into the Portland police very publicly as to how they let this happen.
Did you?
Thank you, sir.
Wow.
Mr. President, Brandy Cruz, you're gonna hear us be very fired up today, and you can tell, and it's because some of us have been covering Antifa for
Brandy
15
Cruz,
years
who's that?
and have never had anyone in a position of authority even acknowledge their existence. And I'll also tell you that I think that you've not done, the single most powerful thing you've done to deal with this scourge has been acknowledging that Antifa is a real thing. I genuinely believe there would be people at these tables who would be dead today and would have been killed in Portland had you not called them a terror organization and said, we're going to bring the full weight of the federal government to bear. I talked to Katie Daviscourt in Portland the other day. She'd been assaulted all summer. And she said the same thing, that it seems quick to violence as soon as you made that designation. So they're thinking in their
Quick to
heads, they're worried.
violence.
There's been 24 or so arrested in Portland. They don't want to go to federal prison. There's this video of them, one of them who was in the face of an ICE agent, and then he's in custody shaking. Once you take the mask off, they're nothing. And I was told by...
Oh, it's just like the ICE agents too, by the way.
Not to tell you this. I'm going to tell it to you anyway, because it's relevant to what we're talking about. I'm living proof that you can recover from TDS. I had strong Trump derangements
Oh my God, brother.
for probably 8 years.
I can't. This cannot be real. This cannot be real right now. This cannot be a real thing.
By the way, it's much better to not have TDS. I'm happier, I'm healthier, more successful. I even think
Fuck.
I got a little more attractive. After
Oh God.
Yes. You know, I'm a reporter in Seattle, and frankly, we
can't be
care
living
any less
this.
what any of you have to say about this meeting. Could not care any less. We're not here for you. I'm not here to convince any of you that Antifa is a real thing, because if you have not come to that conclusion by now, you are never
I'm
gonna
more
come to that
attractive
conclusion
now.
because you don't want to see it. And you're going to go and you're going to say it's a bunch of right-wing conservative influencers
It is.
who are here spinning a
It is. It is.
one of you.
No, you
I
weren't.
was a
Who are you? Who is
in
this?
Seattle for 10 years.
Who is
I was a
this?
TV reporter on the streets doing my job, and I was still assaulted.
Who is
by
this?
Antifa.
Who is this lady?
So it's not about
Someone
being
in chat.
conservative,
Who is
it's
this
about
lady?
People who go there and show what they're doing. And when I saw after all those years,
Why are they showing
the
her?
media wouldn't be honest about what was happening, that Democratic politicians wouldn't be honest about what was happening, I thought, well, gosh, if they're not being honest about that, maybe they're not being honest about President Trump either.
It's
And it
fucking
opened
some
my
random
eyes
from
to just
Seattle?
looking at things for what they were. And now I find you quite funny, actually. Now it's like I said, I'm much happier about it. But, you know, for me, again, I could not care any less the stories that they go to print. This is what I care about. We have 3.5 years. Nothing is guaranteed, although I think if Democrats keep it up, we'll probably have Republican presidents for the next 3 decades.
Right.
But nothing is guaranteed.
Oh, for
because
sure.
What I want to see
Yeah.
in the next 3.5 years is a full court press to dismantle Antifa once and for all in a meaningful way. I know, Andy, we talked before this about some ideas. That's really what we want to, I don't care what the media says. I don't care what Democrats say. They will never wake up to this fact. So we want the federal government.
Yeah, so fucking go full dictatorship.
Look at the interstate travel between Portland and Seattle when it comes to these people who are committing violent acts. And hopefully
Interstate travel, so you're gonna have checkpoints?
they will be a shell of their
Are we gonna have checkpoints out there?
And many others.
No free travel in the U.S. They're gonna have military checkpoints. That's what they're calling for.
have been named.
MAGA's calling to have your shit searched when you cross from state to state.
But I think we've got it pretty well covered. But
Wow.
there are many others. But very specifically today, it's Antifa, and it's really bad. And we're going to get
Wow.
it cleaned up. Andy, do you have something? Thank you.
Yeah,
very much.
Andy, no, let's hear from you now.
TDS. I feel very good about that. Thank you.
fully recovered.
Thank you, Mr. President. And
You know, you were always fucking
I have
stupid.
a lot of gratitude.
Stupid.
About my background.
That's my new word from now on.
Born in Portland, Oregon, from there, and growing up,
Stupid.
it's always been left-wing, very progressive, and I liked it. It had cafes and artists and those who lived a bohemian lifestyle. And in 2016, I was a graduate student at Portland State studying political science. I was an editor at the student paper there, a very progressive paper, and I was assigned to cover the election night demonstrations. Well, the elections night protests turned to riots, 3 days of violent rioting in Portland, and it was the first time that I saw groups dressed in black with their faces covered. This is 4 years before COVID. Some of them were waving the black flag of anarchism, some the red flag of Marxism. And within seconds, they would ravage one street to another, to another, to another. And the next day, I would read the legacy media, which I still read at that time and looked forward to, and I looked up to those journalists. And I was really shocked to see that the narrative was that these, in my view, anti-democratic political violence was legitimate acts of protest because people were concerned about racism or all these other lies. And so for the next 4 years, I just continued going out with my video camera. I thought, look, people can ignore what I write because of spin, but videos can quite speak for themselves. And in 2019, it led to me nearly losing my life. I was covering another Antifa protest turned riot. At that point, had been routine in Portland, and then I was ambushed in a mob beating. And I had never been in a fight. I didn't even realize that I was being assaulted until seconds in. And the punches came from everywhere, in my head and my face, and I was bleeding out of my eyes and ears. And then they threw all the drinks in my eyes to humiliate me further, to laugh at me.
Wow, they laughed at you?
In an ambulance and CT scan, and I had subarachnoid hemorrhage, which is bleeding in the brain. I nearly died. And after surviving that,
send this guy a donation.
Reporting that I saw in liberal media it seemed to suggest that I had deserved it because they branded me far right. And some even went so far.
Donald Trump is falling asleep.
Maybe faked my injuries.
Did you hear me? You heard me. My bad. Trump, wake up. Wake up, Trump. Listen to his story. It's sad.
Because I didn't die in that attack.
Trump care.
There was another round of people who wanted.
Wow, Trump. Andy No came to you with his story. You don't even care. He doesn't care.
The epicenter of the longest political violence. Those months of riots, I was on the ground, undercover, and there was an assassination there. There was a supporter of Donald Trump named Aaron Danielson who was shot dead by a self-described Antifa member who then got out of state.
Can we get the ballroom? He's still talking?
I returned undercover, naively thinking that enough time had passed.
Bro won't stop talking.
Was chased through the streets of downtown.
Yeah, zoom in.
Beaten and really choked out. The person who was trying to choke me out held me so tightly that I had the blood, the vessels in my eyes burst. So one of the symptoms were my eyes were completely red after that, and I was hospitalized. So thank you so much for acknowledging Antifa and for directing your administration to treat them as domestic terrorists. It's going to be really challenging because how they organize is that they are decentralized, autonomous, and they operate on deception. And we're still to this day told that they don't exist.
Trump, stay awake! Trump, wake up! Wake up, Trump!
I think the DOJ could look at.
Oh boy, he is falling asleep.
The state of California and San Diego County last year broke up an Antifa cell in San Diego. And I think maybe perhaps the State Department should designate International as a foreign terrorist organization, FTO. So thank you so much for this invitation, Mr. President.
Thank you.
Oh, wow. Wow, thanks, Andy.
It's a rough time you had, huh? So the chokeout was almost the end, you felt?
That was almost the end, yeah.
Only,
that was the last period. That was
experience of my life, and
near
I'm
death.
Quite shaken when I think about it now.
Yeah.
It's it really feels unbelievable to me that on the streets of America that this type of violence against citizens could become so routine and accepted and cheered on by people. Although, you know, in the immediate aftermath of this,
I shouldn't have let him. I should have stopped.
Depravity play out on quite large swaths of the left. So there's a deep sickness in this country right now.
There's a deep sickness.
A lot to acknowledge it.
Yeah, the amazing thing is you look at Portland and you see fires all over the place. You see fights and, I mean, just violence. It's just so crazy. And then you talk to the governor and she acts like everything is totally normal. There's nothing wrong. It's almost like, are you waking up from a dream or something?
I feel like this is a dream.
Your network, you see it all over the place. And it's so bad. It's so crazy. It's like the movies you see for the kids. I guess not only the kids, adults also, where you have these bombed out cities.
Bombed out cities.
Like worse than that. I don't think they could make a movie as bad. And then the governor will get up and say, I don't know why they're coming here. And so that was okay. And then Pritzker gets up and he says, like, I don't know what they're talking about. We don't have crime here. They're crazy. I think actually they're petrified. You know, their families live there, everything else. I actually think they're scared.
Super scared.
Pritzker was a failure in his family. They threw him out of the family business. Guy's a loser.
Loser.
But you know what? They actually.
What a loser.
I believe they're scared.
Yeah, they're scared. Yeah, they're the ones that are scared.
Jack, please say a few
Oh
words.
boy, Jack Pasibic. Please.
Mr. President, thank you so much for having us here today and holding this
Epstein file binder. Oh.
Antifa is real.
Okay.
Antifa has been around in various iterations for almost 100 years in some instances, going back to the Weimar Republic in Germany.
All right, let's see how Trump stays awake for this one.
In just under 1 month since we saw a far leftist murder Charlie Kirk.
Wow.
And we saw thousands upon thousands of people.
And now he's a meme.
And people in positions of authority, people like nurses and pilots and doctors and HR departments celebrating the death and the murder of Charlie Kirk. This sickness that's out there is absolutely real. And Mr. President, thank you for mentioning the fact that one of the bullet casings read, "Hey fascist, catch" on it. One of the other bullet casings,
you guys remember that?
Had Bella Ciao
Yeah.
written on it.
Yeah.
Bella Ciao is a song that is known in Antifa circles as the international anthem of Antifa.
International Antifa anthem.
Room that have studied Antifa were very familiar with these symbols.
Right.
And Mr. President, I think the situation is getting worse.
Worse.
When you look at people like Luigi Maggioni.
Oh, not Luigi. Luigi.
Thomas Matthew Crooks, of course, who took a shot at you, sir. The ICE shooter in Dallas, and now this Tyler Robinson. We're starting to see a pattern.
White males.
More murderous violence.
Right.
And this
young white males
is not just random.
Right.
It's targeted assassinations, which are getting worse. And every single one of us in this room that goes out there, and obviously you as well, sir, and all the staff, we are now under that threat every single day. And working there at Turning Point USA, and I've spent just about the last month out there in Phoenix with Erica, with the family, with the team. And I will tell you this, Mr. President, Even though going through something like that, which is an absolute nightmare, and people say, you know, what was it like to speak in front of all those people? It was horrible. Every second of it was horrible.
Wow, horrible.
But we're not going to quit. And Turning Point.
Are you gonna cry?
Is continuing the tour that Charlie was on. We had 6,000 people when we went back to Utah.
Wow.
We had 5,000 people last night in Montana.
Oh, I'd hope so. Oh yeah, I can believe that. It's in Montana.
We were getting
Wow, Utah and Montana.
more people coming out in the face of this threat, knowing
Big states for
Mr. President,
changing minds.
we need to do something about this, because I fear that the next one who could be killed could be sitting at this table right now.
Oh.
We're not going to stop, but they need to stop, and they will not stop until they are stopped. Thank you.
Thank you, Jack. I appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Jack.
One thing I have to say is that Washington, D.C. was almost as bad. I don't know what could be worse than Portland. You don't even have sewers anymore. They
don't have sewers in Portland?
They put plywood on their windows.
There's no glass in Portland.
The retailers have left. But
Yep. Most of them have left, all of them.
Washington,
Yep.
D.C. was so bad.
So bad.
And Pam, I'd say it took 12 days to really make it pretty good, and a month to make it great. And now people are going out to dinner. The restaurants are booming. They don't have enough seats. They're opening up new restaurants because many of them closed. And people are walking down the street totally safe. A reporter, I'm not sure if she's there. I can't see.
A reporter?
She is. She was violently assaulted. And I don't know, she tends to be somewhat liberal, but she wasn't liberal on this one. I appreciated your honesty, but that won't happen again. It won't happen again. You're lucky you're alive, frankly, with what happened. I know exactly what took place. So Washington, D.C., our capital, we thought we'd start there appropriately, and it's safe. And
it's safe
people
now.
are so happy.
Right.
They're so happy. And now it's a couple of months. I went to dinner there. I felt totally safe. I gave a press conference right in the middle of the street, which I don't think Secret Service was thrilled about. But
You weren't in the middle of the street. You were on the sidewalk.
I wanted to do it 6 months ago. It's incredible what happened. Now we're in Memphis. As you know, we're having a great impact in Memphis. It's been only a week, but it's, Cash, I hear it's been amazing what's happening there just very early. But you take a look at D.C. and you take a look at some of the other. We've had a big impact there. What we haven't said, because Pritzker said, well, crime is going down in Chicago. Well, 5 months ago, Cash went to Chicago with a lot of FBI agents just to prepare it so that we went in with, I guess you could call it a surge, call it whatever you want, but would be even more effective. And we're going to be doing that, and very, very strongly doing that, because Chicago is a very unsafe city. It's a great city. The head of the Union Pacific Railroad said, sir,
Union Pacific
save
Railroad.
Chicago. It's a great city. It can be saved. Other cities are gone. I mean, they're lost. They can get better, but they're just really, they've been so decimated. But I'm so proud of what they've done so quickly in D.C., and it's taking place quickly in Memphis, where we were asked to go by the mayor and by the governor. And it's really incredible what we can do and how fast we can do it. Let's go for two more. Would you like to go? And then Katie, you'll go. Okay, please.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. President, for having us here. And not to sound like a broken record, but it needs to be said that Antifa is real. Yeah. It's real. It's a threat. I just saw them last weekend over in Portland while they're causing mayhem over there. And the reason why they're such a big problem is because we have Democrats and a lot of people in the mainstream media refusing to acknowledge that they even exist, right? So how can we as a country begin to address it if we have large swaths of these people who are supposedly decision makers and people who are supposed to inform?
These are the MAGA propagandists talking.
Because the common argument is like, well, they're not a real organization because there's no national leadership. They don't have a national headquarters. So how can law enforcement go after a group that doesn't exist like that? Well, law enforcement goes after criminal groups that organize to rob banks or do smash and grabs. They don't have a registered LLC. They don't have membership cards. They don't have a business address, but law enforcement still goes after them because they're working as a group. These people don't just show up, randomly at the same time to do the same thing.
They do.
Espousing the same ideology.
They do.
It's an ideology. It's like, well, yes, it's an ideology because there's people alive, present, that believe in it, and they're acting on it. And so I've been very well aware.
Then what do you call MAGA?
I was very busy.
Then literally, what do you call MAGA?
2020. That was probably
projection, as usual.
Prior to this year, I've been at the ICE facility at Broadview. I'm originally from the Chicagoland area, unfortunately, but
embarrassing.
That's where I grew up around. Like I said, I was in Portland. I was covering the riots in Los Angeles.
Who's this guy again now? Who's this one?
One of the most disturbing parts about that is, in addition to Antifa being present, they were tagging the streets with CJNG, which is Cartel Jalisco Nueva Generación, which is a cartel. So you have these people who are working basically in concert with other
Where is that?
to say that we're here, we're present, and we're gonna attack federal agents and people who are going to expose what we do. And so, to be clear, political violence, sustained political violence that we're seeing in this country is not a both sides issue. I was, I was at Charlie Kirk's memorial in Glendale recently. Conservative gathering, totally peaceful. It was the most peaceful gathering that I've been at. Every other time that I've been covering violence in the streets, just this year, forgetting. Just this
were you there on January 6th?
People. Radical left-wing people.
Trump's gonna fall asleep.
It's not even just Antifa anymore. The shooting that happened in the defensive shooting that happened in
fucking
Chicago,
PlayStation.
PlayStation's
acting up.
That was just somebody that had taken upon themselves to go out and try to interfere and ram federal vehicles.
My bad.
So
my bad.
Are becoming more
PlayStation
and more
turned on. Even my PlayStation's bored.
And the reason why we're in this position today is because after I was done covering the riots, I was at the border.
Really?
From the San Diego sector all the way down to the Rio Grande Valley sector.
Wow.
Covering the border crisis month after month. And we all knew the solution.
After month.
We all knew why it was happening. It's because, well, it's racist to have a border. It's like, well,
it's racist to have a border.
And so it required you to come back into office and to fix the problem.
Just listen for now.
It's no longer just a border issue. It's
whole shit
it's
fucked
a nationwide issue. And that's one of the reasons why you got elected back into office, because thankfully the American people said we're not going to deal with it anymore. Yeah. But unfortunately,
suck him harder.
A lot of people, as we've seen,
put the balls in. You gotta put the balls in too.
And that's a scary thing.
Balls on your chin.
Typically, when I was in 2020,
wow.
Yeah, I was covering Minneapolis.
Wow, Minneapolis.
Portland, Seattle. I was over in Chaz, and that was to be expected.
Where were you in Minneapolis?
But now, because the issue of immigration, illegal immigration, is so widespread, riots can happen anywhere.
Riots can happen anywhere.
So that's why it was weird kind of going back to my home state to cover this violence. I mean, just after the Dallas shooting, they were
Mercado. Okay.
Shoot ICE.
Merc these nuts.
Those, efforts. Shoot those.
Hi. Mods, where you at?
So I'll just leave that. Thank you so much again for having this.
I am proudly anti-fascist.
This is very dangerous. We don't.
Here we go. How about this? This will make the MAGA upset. This will make them worried.
Often on our own. We became friends. A lot of us are friends because we wouldn't see each other all the time, and we became friends because we wanted to have someone watch our back while we're out there. Because like I said, we're just out there, and but we'll continue to do it because it's an important topic. It's an important issue. The American people deserve to know what's happening in these chaotic situations, and we're more than happy to do it. So thank you, sir.
Great job. Thank you very much. Katie, please.
Oh, it's Katie's turn.
Hi, Mr. President. It is an honor being here today, and I first wanted to start by thanking you guys for designating Antifa a terrorist group. It's exactly what this group is. It's a long time coming. I'm an investigative journalist from Seattle. I work for the Post Millennial alongside Andy Ngo and Jack Posobiec. I have been infiltrating Antifa cells in Seattle and Portland for the past decade.
And that's done now.
Their inner workings, and Antifa uses extreme.
I've infiltrated them
to crush the civil rights of their political enemies and believes that violence is justified by any means necessary. But today, I want to focus on what is happening in Portland at the ICE facility. I've been covering this for the past 4 months, and this is a call out to corporate media who has completely ignored this story or
they haven't
falsely reported on it.
They haven't.
This is nothing
actually
short other than a sustained attack on the United States, which is being supported by Democratic elected officials. The Portland Police Bureau has completely abandoned several blocks.
Several?
ICE facility, giving away their jurisdiction to a terrorist group who has
several blocks.
harassing, assaulting, and intimidating.
It's one street, literally half of a street.
Not only have federal agents been relentlessly assaulted for more than 100 consecutive days, black-clad anarchist militants concealing their identities behind black facial coverings have been assaulting reporters just for trying to cover.
I'm smoking a joint. I'm still listening though. Just give me a second. I can't listen to this bitch. I can't.
And a concussion after being violently hit in the face with a metal pole while reporting outside the ICE facility just this past week. After
got
the
hit with the
attack,
pole?
I immediately went to a Portland.
I got hit with a pole, and it was so mean.
Refused to detain the suspect. I took the time to chase down the suspect in the streets, had her held for 35 minutes.
Really?
I was waiting for Portland police to come, and they never came. Then that's what opened to my eyes to what this group is actually doing. I watched 20 Antifa militants help my assault suspect escape into an Antifa safe house that is 1 block away from the ICE facility. And this safe house is where Antifa-affiliated protesters are conducting paramilitary operations. It's where they're arresting, they're showering, they're eating to continue this occupation. I have staked out this safe house and have observed shift changes. This group is highly organized. It is being funded through mutual aid groups, and they have no plans of stopping. Residents living across the ICE facility have been held hostage by Antifa. They're begging for federal intervention. The city refuses to help, and they want you, President Trump, to come in and restore law
Stay awake.
enforcement.
Stay awake, Trump.
I want to stress the
Trump,
importance
stay awake.
of taking this situation
He's falling asleep
seriously,
again.
because when I first started reporting on this occupation, I went undercover in Black Bloc. I talked to these Antifa militants. I lasted for about a month. They believe that ICE agents are the Nazi Gestapo who need to be killed. They told me that directly, and I think that if this situation is not taken as seriously as it is, it's just a matter of time before someone gets killed. And thank you for having me.
Thank you, Katie. That's pretty incredible. The only question nobody can answer is why. Why are they doing this? They're like insurrectionists. They're terrible people. But you really wonder why. Why are they doing it? What are they gaining other than they're obviously paid? They're paid a lot of money. Go ahead, please.
Mr. President, if I can answer that question, the reason why they're doing it is because the same media that's sitting in this room with us has declared all of us at this table Nazis and fascists, and they've been doing this for years. This is why Antifa feels emboldened to attack us. Now, almost every single person at this table has been threatened with a steel bat. We've been assaulted, we've been harassed, we've been threatened, and that is in huge part due to the media. So my message right now is for you guys, because 2 years ago, back in 2020, by the way, I was censored for my reporting on Antifa here in Washington, D.C. You were talking about how safe it is now, Mr. President. It wasn't so safe back then. Back in 2020, I watched as a father was being mobbed and surrounded by Antifa members as his terrified, crying children looked on and the police here did nothing. I watched as a woman had her hair violently ripped out of her skull simply for waving an American flag on the streets of Washington, D.C. And by the way, if you guys try to go and find any of this footage, you won't find any of it because Twitter deleted all of it because our president shared my reporting and they deleted my
it's deleted.
account
Yeah.
immediately after.
Yeah.
So now, if you want to know,
Wow, is that Cam Higbee? Wow, Cam Higbee and Nick Shirley. Wow.
Thanks for that one, CNN. The reality is that it was an extremely violent period of time, and for the last 10 years, Antifa has been wreaking havoc on law-abiding and innocent American citizens, and it needs to end. Now, I'm with Turning Point USA. It's an honor to be here, Mr. President. Thank you guys so much, everybody in the administration, for giving us a seat at the table, because the media has not only been demonizing us for so long, but immediately after the brutal assassination of our founder, Charlie Kirk, our Turning Point USA chapters have seen an uptick in violence across the nation as Antifa chapters that are embedded in our universities go and target them. It's been extremely difficult to report on the ground, and for a long time I was afraid to go to Portland because I knew that the only people who would have my back, like Julio said, were one of my friends on the ground because there is no police force there. I was terrified to go because I knew if I got shot or stabbed, and I have been assaulted, I've been mobbed and robbed in Austin, Texas by Antifa, that nobody would come to help me. So my plea to the entire administration, especially to the DOJ, is every single radical left-winger who is in front of the ICE facility in Chicago, in New York, in Portland, please make sure that you use the full force of the law to come after each and every single one of them.
Use the full force.
It is us being soft on left-wing violence
that
has fomented all of the terror that we have seen in this country, and it is the left wing getting away time and time again with the social
crisis actors,
law-abiding American citizens that has led us to this place. So truly, to the Americans that I speak to on the ground, they feel completely abandoned by their state and local government. So please step in.
This is a line in the sand today, you guys. Actually,
to the media over here, please report on the truth. Please do your jobs. I'm an American citizen.
I hope they expose every single person that is at this table now, and their journalism.
Actually tell the truth.
Yes, do that.
Please take your jobs.
If I was a corporate journalist, I would go into every single one of these fucking losers' journalism and expose it. That's what you do.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Wow, you feel very strongly, I can see.
Litigate their credibility. You have to.
Times, Mr. President, my friends have gotten beaten up, and I want to cry right now from happiness because we have been completely ignored for so long.
We've been so ignored.
We've been getting assaulted on the streets. I have watched children cry as their parents have been attacked on the streets. That should not be happening.
This is a line in the sand.
So please, again, the DOJ, please utilize.
If you're on the fence, then go fuck off. It is what it is.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Great.
There is no middle ground with this.
That's important because you should feel like
just being real.
Please go ahead.
Mr. President, thank you for having us here and bringing together this panel of brave journalists, everybody on this side of the room. And no one can speak to the violence better than these people here. So I think we know that this is not just a story about violence and chaos, as you alluded to, Mr. President. This is a money story. And at the Government Accountability Institute, my colleague and I, Peter Schweitzer and our team, we followed the money, and we followed it to the top of what we call the protest industrial complex.
Protest industrial complex.
And we found a network of NGOs. It's not just the Soros network, the Open Society network.
Wow, you guys.
Funding networks, the Arabella funding network, the Tides
Jesus
funding network,
Christ.
Neville Roy Singh and his network, Foreign Cash. And it's also big left-wing funders. Some of them are not citizens of this country. Mr. Hans-Jörg Wyss of Switzerland. They're pouring money into this entire ecosystem. And so I want to share 3 money facts with you about what we call Riot Inc. Number 1, like any corporation, Riot Inc. has many divisions. It doesn't just have the Antifa boots on the ground division. It has PR divisions. It has marketing divisions. It has a very well-funded legal division to get these boots on the ground back on the streets as quickly as possible. But it does have those investors that I mentioned. Number 2, we have identified dozens of radical organizations, not just the decentralized Antifa organizations, but dozens of radical organizations that have received more than $100 million from the Riot Inc. investors. These would be the
Riot Inc. investors.
Advocate for calling good, honest Americans fascists, etc. And then 3, I think the most shocking thing is that we have found that more than $100 million in U.S. taxpayer funding has flowed into these funding networks, including at least $4 million to these very groups themselves, not just Antifa types, but there was an event
Who the fuck is
called
this?
Stop Cop City. Over 60 rioters were charged with domestic terrorism. These groups received money for that from both the billionaire class as well as taxpayer money. So one other thing, this money helps fund the decentralized crowdfunding platforms. These are ways that Antifa, the John Brown Gun Club of Elm Fork, which had links to that attack on the ICE facility, the Socialist Rifle Association, and
Socialist Rifle
LLCs or EIN numbers doesn't mean they can't get paid. Some of these funding platforms, crowdfunding platforms, are funded by this network that we call Riot Inc. So,
Riot
I
Inc.
want to thank you for your leadership, for the whole cabinet's leadership on this. We're going to keep following the money. And
this is Donald Trump starts martial law and goes after any protesters.
Any of the funders? Do you know the names? Because if you do, I'd like you to give them to Cash or Pam.
Absolutely.
Or Christy.
Yeah, we'll do that.
As soon as you can. That's all of you. Because you probably know the names after a certain period of time. You tend to find out.
This is like martial law, like the start of it.
Good intention for the country, and that's treasonous, probably. So
treasonous.
Very important. If you could do that, it would be great.
Jesus.
Nobody would know better than you. You'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Thank you. Please go ahead.
Yeah. There needs to. No Kings can't wait 10 days after this one here.
Independent YouTube journalist.
I fucking hate that. It's like fucking scheduled at once a month. There needs to be a impromptu No Kings like fucking this weekend.
But yet the most dangerous places I have been
This is like this is what you see in history in documentaries and shit.
Antifa here in the United States, and there's nothing organic about what they are doing here in the United States. I've watched people be bussed in from states. I've watched the same lady at a protest in Atlanta be bused.
Scheduled protests like are fucking cringe.
There's nothing that is honest about what they are doing. And they have signs. I've seen the same signs here in D.C. and in London as well. It's a big organization.
Wow, Nick Shirley.
They're running. And people may wonder, like, what's the threat to us as Americans if we go?
It's Nick Shirley, guys. There he is, talking directly to the president. There it is. You guys thought it was a game. Maybe some of you guys did.
I watched a lady get trapped in her car, surrounded by Antifa, and her sister messaged me.
Mercado's being divisive for calling out MAGA.
Is because you were there recording.
He's being so divisive. He's pushing people away from supporting Ukraine.
Out by a member of Antifa.
Want to fucking
smoke me.
Go back in time and tell all those people to literally fuck themselves and not like actually try to talk to him.
Who knows what would have happened?
And be nice to him like I was.
People are very dangerous, and people wonder.
Because Nick Shirley went to Ukraine and did propaganda.
Is because these cities are not enforcing the law.
Mercado, you can't say anything.
You'll be worried if the law is not being.
We're gonna lose MAGA
and
Ukraine supporters.
We are not far right, nor are we far wrong. We're just right.
Wow. Oh wow.
And the truth about what's happening here in America with these groups is very dangerous, and I thank you, Mr. President, and your administration as well for acknowledging that.
Nice.
Thank you very much.
There you go. It's Nick Shirley talking to President of the United States directly. Congratulations, you guys.
Well, you're going to get to the bottom of it. So it's
somebody tag Kalen. Let Kalen know.
Please, Cam.
Fucking
I just got something very short.
So many dumb fucking geopolitical motherfuckers, bro. I can't stand geopolitics.
I am violently assaulted. I've had guns pulled on me.
Dumb fucking all the Europeans too that I had to deal with. That were like.
My question for all of you is, how would you feel if every time you showed up to work, masked militants tried to kill you? Because that's how we feel. That's our lived reality. And you guys go and tell us that we're liars, the riots aren't that bad, right? I've never seen any of you guys on the ground. In fact, I've never seen anybody representing...
Had to play an unbiased game of like...
You guys come to us for interviews that never get published.
No fucking way, bro.
Stop saying we're lying. We're not. We risk our lives every day to do the job that you guys are too afraid to do.
I'm mad about shit from the last 3 years, guys.
What network would you say is the worst, if I could ask?
Oh, man, that's a real tight spot.
Honestly, it's a simple...
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's a lot of people in this pool, and I would say, I'm not talking about Fox.
And this is Cam Higbee. Cam Higbee, the guy got chased out of HBCU.
Resembles them, so I'll let you guys put the pieces together on who I'm exactly talking about.
Say, which network?
MSNBC, for sure.
Oh, they're terrible.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'd rate it that way, yeah.
Yeah, let little Cam Higbee shit on your big mainstream news.
Yeah.
No balls, MSNBC.
Absolutely.
And CNN.
No balls, CNN.
Yeah.
I would say CNN.
You guys won't go into all of these people. You won't do it.
What about
a news
others?
site anymore?
Oh, wow. Let them shit on you. Yeah, let them sit there and shit on you. Little fucking Cam Higbee.
The stories that they publish
Wow.
about what's the ICE enforcement operations that are so heavily slanted that it's no longer, as I was saying, no longer just Antifa, but
This fucking dude right here is the one that's saying all that.
Responsible with how they've been reporting.
Who is that?
MSNBC, for example, they're
Would you rate them the worst?
probably.
Who would you rate second?
Well, they ran a story about an operation in Southern California about how a father of 3 Marines was arrested, and they made it seem like they just did it because he's brown. But there's video of that same man charging at the agents with a weed whacker. Now, I've worked with weed whackers back in the day, and you don't want to be on the receiving end of one of those. So that's why he was arrested, but the story was presented as if it's a brown guy just simply being arrested. And I've been around ICE agents, and, I'm a citizen, so, I feel fine. But it's just, that's why. It's not just Antifa. It's not happening in a vacuum. It's...
Lined in the fucking sand today.
With some of the media. I think ABC is very bad. I think NBC is very bad. And CBS has a new owner, so we have hope for CBS. CBS has a great new owner, my opinion. But I will tell you, ABC is terrible. NBC is terrible. NBC's MSNBC too. They changed it. They moved it over legally so they couldn't be tainted by the words MSNBC, but they are absolutely terrible. There are a lot of them. What about independents? Independent networks.
They're a little bit better, but I would say that we're an example of how you don't need to be part of a super large company to be able to do just basic journalism. All you got to do is sit and record, and you'll let the story play out, and that's why.
That's not what you guys do.
Well, I watched
that's not what you guys do.
That's incredible, where answers are changed. Like just before the election, an answer was changed by Kamala.
That's not what they do.
Horrible, death-defying, election-defying answer. And they took the answer out and they replaced it with another answer that she gave 5 minutes later.
What a crazy
having to
thing.
do with a different subject, but at least it wasn't election defying. Yeah, no, the level of dishonesty with the media is incredible, whether it's on Antifa or many of the other groups. You know, you're talking about Antifa, and
That
I know
shit's
that's
crazy,
close
bro.
to your heart because that's the one that's most affecting you. But there are others that are as bad or almost as bad as Antifa, having to do with different people, different sections of the world. But it's terrible. We're not going to let it go on in this country. We're not going to let it go on. And a big problem is not all of them, but some of the networks out there. And you do wonder why. You really do. Okay, please. Go ahead, yeah.
Mr. President, thank you again.
Thank you.
My name's Jonathan Cho. I am an investigative reporter.
Timu Glenn.
Turning Point USA.
There he is.
Also a senior fellow at Discovery Institute in Seattle. And I cover far-left extremism as well as the homeless drug crisis in America. And I find it oftentimes those worlds intersect. And hot off the presses, what I wanted to bring to your attention today is a report from a Capital Research Center here in D.C.
People did not take this seriously last year.
They just
I'm just going to keep saying it because that's all I can think about right now.
People
People did not take this seriously.
Embedded in the homeless
Not everyone.
and housing non
75 million Americans did. GG's. We tried.
The homeless
Shout out to the 75 million that weren't lazy,
benefiting from American
weren't playing fucking
dollars,
games.
and they're essentially being used as the muscle. Let me give you an example. There's a group called Stop the Sweeps in many U.S. cities right now. They get in front of encampment sweeps. What they're doing quietly is they're bringing in Antifa militants to manufacture a crisis to make the police look bad. Another group right now that is behind Antifa and working with Antifa very closely, based on the research that we have right now that we're going to give to you.
Did he say homeless industrial
are
complex?
The Democratic Socialists of America,
What?
also known as DSA. Again, these far-left progressive groups.
They're going to go after DSA.
Aligning themselves with Antifa. So finally, in closing, what I wanted to thank
What's
you
their name? He's going to ask, and then he's going to tell Pam Bondi. So DSAs, they're targeted.
On homelessness and the drug addiction crisis in America.
Chad, if you're a part of anything other than like my community, you better get the fuck out of it. I'm just being so serious. I don't know what to tell you.
But what's also
If you're literally like a part of anything other than your own shit, you better not align with that anymore.
With the homeless housing
Or,
profit game in America,
you know,
connected to
10 toes down.
far left activists. And finally, I just
they're
wanted
coming
to
after
say
you.
that all of our resources
If you're a part of something that is not like
at your disposal.
internet community,
You again to carry on the
if it's like actively like
wanted us
we're socialists or the Communist Party, those ones are fucking going to federal prison after this.
It's even some of them.
That's 100% happening.
Of them. And did you notice when we mentioned CNN and MSDNC, the cameras went off. Two of the cameras immediately went off, but they're not going to cover it anyway. The problem we have is that this is a very important meeting, but you'll see very little press about it. These are
even NAFO.
being made by
I'm not joking. NAFO. You got anti-NAFO actors in the government.
You're not going to see too much.
You better get rid of that too. I'm not shitting you.
Very dishonest.
If you still like holding on to a fella and shit, like that shit's for X anyways. Fuck that.
Go ahead.
Support Ukraine on your own.
Mr. President, thank you so much for having us.
Stop wearing that too. They're going to come after NAFO people too.
MSDNC,
Dumb
CNN,
shit.
a handful of those other outlets that have been lying about, various things, but especially what ICE, the brave men and women over at ICE have been doing. I was talking to Antifa members in Portland the other day, and a lot of these people genuinely believe, they buy these lies, and they genuinely believe that they're fighting against literal Nazis and not brave men and women that are putting their lives on the line to.
It's not. It's propaganda, but with actions too, and it's Timu and it's bullshit. But it's happening slowly. America's democracy does not come down quickly.
So. Once again,
it's slow. It's a war. It's a war of attrition on our government and our society.
Conversations with Americans about various political topics and issues. I have had a lot of run-ins with Antifa over the last 5 years, and I do think that Antifa is a primary reason why many conservatives are afraid to go out and
the more decentralized the movement is against Trump, and it's just a bunch of us, and you're not like I'm looking out for you. Like you do what you got to do. Stand 10 toes wherever you feel.
Militants showing up in Black Bloc, and hurting them and their families.
It's going to be bad for a lot of people.
You know, I've personally
This is the moment where they go after not immigrants, not just immigrants, immigrants too.
Police departments and federal property. I've witnessed them making.
This is what I told you when they're going to start going after dissenters of the administration. I don't know if I said I was kidding.
Maybe not personally.
I was joking, hyperbolic.
Down and attacked.
Because like,
so, you know, this is a group that is responsible for a good percentage, if not a majority, of the violent riots in 2021 and 2020 when Democrat mayors had a kind of a
I'll be doing what I can to cover all the protests.
Left-wing militants.
I'll be doing what I can, but I mean, I'm not.
We're talking about dozens of murders that happened in those riots. We're talking about billions of dollars of damage to property and communities all over the country. We're talking about thousands of officer injuries. So this isn't just like some little thing that they're, you know, oh, they punch a journalist here and there. No, they're responsible.
Hey, thank you, Sator. Appreciate the 10.
And
we're gonna need support for independent everything right now.
Unfortunately, died, and
me and other journalists are talking, and they're helping, and I'm gonna help them, and we're gonna be like like actual independent journalists, not these fucking losers. And people that you guys have seen, like everyone that you guys have seen me show on stream or whatever, like watching their stream, I'm talking to, and we're like fucking. It's like the Civil War movie where like the journalists are all in the fucking room like doing their shit.
They'll show when Antifa is maybe,
and that's where I'm at with it.
Peaceful, and they'll show when it's more mellow. But they'll remove the cameras when things get violent and it's actually.
So I'll be shouting out a lot more independent journalists, like actual journalists, not content creators. Sorry.
300 yards away.
Got to be a journalist to get shout out for me now.
30 seconds.
Doing actual journalism.
Like, you know, fiery but mostly peaceful, packing up, and to add.
Dylan Burns still fits.
You have Democrat politicians that are saying
shout
it's
out to
just
Dylan.
An idea, right?
Yep.
That's all this is. So it's just an idea. After all of this chaos.
But if they're just some YouTuber, I mean, I'm
kill
probably aligned with them. But
that are here today.
I gotta focus on people that are on the ground.
To the forefront, and
I gotta help people or like bring more attention to those people.
One question. So why is it there are numerous groups? I mean, Antifa's terrible.
Yeah, not prop. Yeah, status coup for sure.
Are almost as bad.
Status coup's always been good.
Not one other group was mentioned. I'm sort of surprised at that. You just come into contact with Antifa? It seems to be that you mostly come into contact with Antifa. Please.
There's a lot of overlap. And I would say that, for instance, Jonathan brought up the Democratic Socialists of America. They're basically the same thing. I mean, there's a lot of Democratic Socialists of America
still here.
Who are out there.
Do we have any mods?
Block, you know, hiding their faces. And so I think we use.
I see
and I do understand, for the record. I do understand the challenge, as Andy pointed out, with Antifa as a graspable entity. I do.
Graspable.
But at the end of the day, when you look at behavior, you prosecute behavior, right? We're not prosecuting ideas or ideology, you're prosecuting behavior. So whether you can prove that this amorphous thing is Antifa,
no, Midas touch is
that says Antifa.
I would like to.
You know, did they assault someone? Did they assault a federal agent?
I think they shouted me out.
Engaged in rioting? What is it? And so
we're going to need their support.
That, oh, well, they don't call themselves Antifa, even though some of them literally do. It's called Rose City Antifa. How long has it been around in Portland, Andy?
We're not even out
Since
there.
2007.
They call themselves Antifa. In Seattle, I was outside the federal building, and they were yelling, "There's no police here. This is Antifa land." And then at the same time, Democrats, like our governor, oh, Antifa is an idea. But yeah, I think Antifa.
That's what it's short for anti-fascist.
Entities and organizations.
That's what that means.
Very good.
Wow.
Thank you.
President Trump, I just wanted to add this real quick because you were asking which mainstream media outlet is the worst. What I think, it's any of them that decided to call Kilmar Abrego Garcia Maryland Dad. Because when I'm out there on the street talking to these people,
wow.
You know,
what is this?
Maryland Dad is this human. He's actually a human trafficking. MS-13.
Let a bunch of MAGA independent losers fluff Trump. That's what this is.
A U.S. citizen that was being deported to Uganda.
This is Trump gets fluffed by independent MAGA propagandists. And you guys they're all losers because you guys all know them. This is so fucked.
So that's what's
so when you have a governor like Pritzker in Chicago, where you have Illinois, which is in a lot of trouble. Chicago,
just rimming him.
You know,
they're all remember that little group I kept pointing out in Portland that were like standing next to each other and they're like look like a clique group. and they're all handing their cameras, like just talking to each other.
Say that things are wonderful. Why doesn't he?
They're all talking to the president today, or like a group of most of them.
Clean up Chicago and make it safe again.
The ones that were on the roof in Portland, like filming with ICE.
Murders and 200 shootings and all of that.
Cam Higbee.
Why is that?
Israel journalist, Israel guy.
Despite the administration, that's simply what it's about at this point. Because if you go and talk to some of these citizens, like I'll use Portland as an example again because I've been there for so long now. You talk to the neighbors that live in the apartments next door to the ICE facility. There are veterans with PTSD that live there, and they're here all night long, screaming, fireworks being lit off by these rioters. Children
rioters
because they can't.
Where were the children crying?
Of all the noise outside, and they can't leave. They can't. I mean, they got a lease. You can't just leave. These people aren't wealthy individuals, and that's one of the major problems here. And these people are afraid to come out and speak out.
Where were the crying babies?
The government at all. They've been begging for the noise ordinance to be.
The only time it got loud was when ICE came out of the building.
Now, and the city of Portland has ignored them every single time. The victims are, as I said, they're afraid, but the governments aren't doing anything because they want to spite the administration. It's all political.
And the politicians make you feel like you're foolish, like there's something wrong. Like, how could President Trump be saying that about Chicago? And yet the night before you see that, 11 people were shot, 5 people died. And
this is so fucked, dude.
It's a wonderful situation. They make you feel guilty, and a lot of people don't get over that. They just don't get over it. I think they convince the people. Do wealthy people leave too, or not? Places like Portland, are the wealthy people leaving? People that can leave, are they leaving?
I think that they're moving to the areas that have been gentrified. I mean, the Oregon governor, when she was saying, we don't need Trump here, she's walking around. It's a very tight shot, if you notice that. And she said, Portland's just fine. Look at me. And they'll focus on the couple areas of Portland that are very nice.
That, and there were explosions in the background.
Yeah. I mean, there was a reason they cropped it in.
Explosions in the background. Anybody have anything else to say over here? And then we'll get, should we be taking questions, or is it just a waste of time? Because they can ask questions, but, well, there's Brian, he's good. But you know what?
Marjorie's boyfriend? Yeah.
If you give a great answer, they don't put it on.
Yeah.
Even if you get it.
Well, at least you guys all got to see. At least I got to show.
Very dishonest. Go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, and I think
we got 1,100 people tuned in. Shout out to you guys. GG's. Did the best we could. At least you guys got to see the truth. That's the best I can do, honestly.
Even asked like CNN.
That's just the best I can do. I mean,
and a lot of times when I go to hotels, I'll stay and I'll watch.
Serenity prayer for real.
Things are terrible.
They are terrible.
MSNBC is dying, and CNN is dying like a dog.
And
they're dying like a dog, like Hassan's dog.
You ever see their anchors in the evening? That nobody.
See what he did to his dog? What the fuck, bro? He's shocked. I don't give a fuck. He shocked that dog.
They do a better job.
Yeah, and it's not hard to show what's
and then if it like actually hurt itself, someone that as a dog owner would go, "Oh my god, are you okay?" and like run to the dog.
Okay, Nick.
Like if my dog like fucking like hurt itself and yelped, I'd go to the dog and like be like, "Oh my god, are you okay? Oh, it's okay," and like grab the dog and pet it. He just like looked at it after he shocked it.
Brian, go ahead.
I'm so thankful for each and every one of you here right now, and I'm very grateful that my network, Real Americans.
Yeah, he said CNN's dying like a dog.
So big, you have a show on a network. Many of you, Savannah, have appeared on a network as well. So thank you for being here. My question is this: in terms of following the money, I would just notify that the city of Austin is cleared to vote tomorrow to basically waive a $120,000 fee so that a No Kings, basically an anti-Trump rally, can occur in their city. They're bypassing the fees, rolling it to the taxpayers. So my question is to you, what can the people of Austin, Texas do right now to make sure that their tax dollars don't fund a No Kings, anti-Trump?
Oh my God. What the fuck?
Do something about that.
Do something.
Do something.
No way, bro.
What you can do is have honest elections, because the elections are totally rigged.
They're trying to call for, stopping the No Kings protest.
They can't breathe. They love so much. Every one of
There
them.
it
I don't
is.
see one negative.
All the libbed up protests now too. So as I told you,
so rigged.
it doesn't matter if you're against Trump; they're coming for
Any
you.
other time. But even the last election, there were areas that I won by much more. We won in a landslide, but I actually won in more of a landslide than we thought. I said, you got to get out, make it too big to rig.
Doesn't matter what type of protest it
Made it
is.
too big to rig. They tried.
Out getting gassed or out there singing and listening to speeches
Elections, and if you don't have, and you need great
and
media.
chilling.
You need
Doesn't
you
matter.
need borders. Wait. You need borders. You need honest media. You need honest elections.
Really?
And you have a great country.
Please,
And you need all three.
please,
of them.
real journalists, please.
Have ties to all these radical groups that you talked about inside.
Does he have any in there?
I would like you to make a big deal, though, if they're waiving a fee, but I guarantee they wouldn't waive it if it was. It's not Trump.
Oh my God, bro! Is there any like actual real journalists in the room?
That sounds.
It's done, isn't it? It's really done, isn't it?
Good luck.
There's proof that Antifa actually infiltrated on.
Who are you?
I am with
What network?
I'm with Al Arabiya. It's an Arabic network based in Riyadh in Saudi Arabia. But I am.
Saudi Arabia.
Mr. President, you said that you might go to the Middle East on Sunday. Do you mean Egypt and Israel? And would you consider going to Gaza to see what things
I
on the
would.
ground?
I would. I might do that. I may do that. We haven't decided exactly. I'll be going to Egypt
brother.
most likely. That's where everybody is.
Mr. President, do you like that we bought EA Electronic Arts, an American business?
Mr. President.
I love that.
Just to clarify, you said you might go to Gaza. You're saying that's the first topic. I'm representing the TV pool, but I'm with NBC, so.
That's too bad.
Okay. Well, just to clarify, you said you might go to Gaza, and then the second question I had earlier today, you said the mayor of Chicago and the governor of Illinois should be jailed. Have you asked the Justice Department to look at possible charges?
No, I've seen the law, and when you have a group of people where the police call off the safety for ICE officials, I've understood that, and I've read it today in numerous journals, that that's illegal. What they did is I guess it was ICE, Christie, right? They were under threat, and the police were helping beautifully, and it was fine. And then all of a sudden, a woman was on the line saying, "Everybody, move back, get out." And they were given an order by the second person in the police department, and the governor knew about it, the mayor knew about it. I understand that's a criminal offense. Do you want to comment on that, Christie?
Yes, sir, we're seeing that kind of pattern happen with local law enforcement and state law enforcement, not just in Illinois, but also out in Oregon, too. In fact, in Portland, I was there yesterday, but some of the ICE officers were telling me that as they drove by the rioters that were saying, kill ICE agents, Molotov cocktails, melt ICE, that the Portland police were cheering them on. And had
What the fuck, bro?
that were threatening their lives. So
No fucking way. Please, God. Activate or something. Do it. I don't know what this cannot stand.
And run them over.
This literally cannot stand. The Portland fucking police chief, something.
Any elected official that allows this to happen and gives cover to those kind of individuals.
Oh my God.
Murder should absolutely be prosecuted, in my opinion.
Daniel.
Thank you, Mr. President.
And by the way, we have Marco Rubio.
Just fucking lying. Like the Portland police were raising their fists, cheering on the fucking protesters. Are you actually out of your fucking mind?
Reporters don't. That's why they shouldn't be reporters.
What in the fuck is this?
Anything we should know about?
Oh my God.
That's what we're hoping to talk to you about here, Mr. President.
He's doing a good job. He was born for this job, I can tell you. Daniel, please.
Mr. President, thank you very much. I have two questions for you, if that's okay. Seamus talked a little bit about the money aspect of this. Do you believe if you go after where the money is coming from with Antifa, in regards to Antifa, do you believe that would be similar to cutting the head off the snake, so to speak? And
it would help. I don't know that it would be totally complete, but it would certainly, you'd knock out 75%, 80%, 85%. These people, a lot of them don't believe it. You know, when I watch them, I say, I can almost tell a pro they're like professionals. That's all they do. And they get paid by somebody. I think it would knock out a lot of it. Yeah, not all of it maybe, but a lot of it.
There needs to be no kings this weekend. It can't wait 10 days. It can't.
It's not necessarily this big organized.
It's going to be fucking colder. The colder it gets, the less people go out. It just is what it is.
Challenges of going after a group that makes it intentionally difficult to go after and find. That could be for you, the Attorney General, anyone up there.
Well, they're smart people, and they deceive. A lot of them are crooked people. A lot of them have been staying out of trouble.
Yes, go to the one that's already been planned, and there will be lots of good speeches and stuff. Yes, do that. But like, there needs to be more.
They're smart, but they're not smart enough. Oh, my microphone's broken.
What is this now?
They're smart, but they're not smart enough. They have been covered by these liberal cities for so many years. And that's why we're all working with Treasury, with all these different departments to find the criminal conspiracy.
Okay.
What kind of a fucking administration is this? Yeah, let us see what's on. Let us see what he wrote to you.
Yeah, I was just given a note by the Secretary of State saying that we're very close to a deal in the Middle East.
Right.
And they're going to need me pretty quickly. So
this is such
I will take a couple of more questions. Please.
Thank you, sir. I also have 2 questions for you, if I may. Have you given any more thought to possibly suspending habeas corpus to not only deal with these insurrectionists across the nation, but also to continue rapidly deporting illegal aliens?
Yeah, it's suspending who?
Habeas corpus. So.
Oh, I don't know. I'd rather.
He doesn't even know what it is. He doesn't know what it is. Doesn't know what it is.
No, sir, I haven't been a part of any discussions on that.
Oh my God.
All right, go ahead.
In the ceasefire
This is CNN speaking, by the way. So,
are you
this is
personally
one of the worst reporters that you'll ever see. I don't even want to take a question. It's a waste of time. Go ahead.
Wow.
How will you decide
Wow.
which workers get back pay and which workers do not?
Well, we're going to see. Most of them are going to get back pay, and we're going to try and make sure of that. But some of them are being hurt very badly.
We're in the dark times, guys.
Go ahead, please.
Oh boy.
due to foreign Antifa organizers and funders who are located overseas?
Go ahead. In the yellow, please.
So the Nobel Peace Prize will be announced on Friday. You've been nominated by many.
He's taking foreign
countries as well as the hostage families.
He's taking foreign countries' journalists.
I have no idea.
Because they're gonna ask him some shit about the fucking Peace Prize.
Settled 7 wars. We're close to settling an 8th, and I think we'll end up settling the Russia situation, which is horrible. 7,000 people died last week, by the way, in Russia, between Russia and Ukraine. I think we'll settle that. So I don't think anybody in history settled that many, but perhaps they'll find a reason not to give it to me. You know, perhaps they will.
7 wars. I stopped 7 wars. 8 wars in Portland too, right?
Going to the shutdown quickly, what is your position on the extension of health care subsidies, which is what Democrats are asking for?
All I want to do is very simple. I want to get the country open, and then we're going to discuss that. And we'd like to. Obamacare is a horrible mess, and it has been from the beginning. We want to make it better, stronger. Even if it costs more money, we want to make it better. The Democrats want to make it worse. The Democrats want to approve health care for illegals coming into our country, many of them coming in from prisons and mental institutions and drug dealers. They want to give them health care. We don't want that for our people because that's going to destroy the health care that we already have. We'd like to make Obamacare better for people, less expensive and better health care. Yes, ma'am.
Mr. President, I'm wondering if you've been briefed on the organization and funding of Antifa, and if so, what have you learned?
I have been, and they have pretty good knowledge, but they're going to have a very good knowledge. And I really ask these very brave patriots that we're surrounded with today to let us know, because I think you probably have some pretty good ideas. And even if you're not sure, let us know and we'll figure it out. Okay? If you could do that.
Wow.
You're from Italy?
No, I'm from France. Can you specify how close we are to the deal? Would that be announced today, tomorrow? And do you want to see the hostages released before you travel to the region?
No, I think I'll probably go maybe before the hostages are released or shortly thereafter, pretty much shortly thereafter. Yeah, please.
Participating in the negotiation.
Go ahead. Who you with? Who you with?
The Center Square. I had the honor of asking you originally if
The
you
honor.
designate, Antifa a terror organization. And I stand here before you today, and I'm echoing what Andy said over here. Are you going to work with your administration as the Secretary of State's here? Are you going to work with your administration to designate it a foreign terror organization?
You mean a terror?
Antifa? A foreign terror organization.
Or has that been done?
A foreign terror?
Close, right? Would you like to see it done?
Yes, Mr. President.
Do you think it would help?
Wow.
They have foreign
I'd be
links
glad
all
to
across
do it. I
Western
think it's
Europe.
the kind of thing I'd like to do. If you'd like, does
Middle
everybody
East.
agree?
Wow. Wow.
You agree? I agree. Let's get it done.
Wow.
Let's get it done. Marco, we'll take care of it.
Mr. President.
No fucking way, brother.
You mean
Yes.
international?
Mr. President.
Sounds good to me.
Wow.
Steve, are you okay with it?
Yes, it's true. There are extensive foreign ties, and I think that would be a very valid step to take.
Good. I think so too.
Yes.
Good. I think it's a good point. Thank you.
That's how we govern. That's how you govern now.
On the shutdown, we are now about 1 week away from military service members missing their paychecks.
We'll always take care of our military.
Would you encourage Congress to pass a standalone bill to pay our service members?
Yeah, that probably will happen. We don't have to worry about it yet. That's a long time. You know what 1 week is for me?
Oh, boy.
An eternity. 1 week for me is a long time. We'll take care of it. Our military is always going to be taken care of. Yeah, please. Blue dress. Blue.
President, Rebecca with Blaze News. I'm curious to know, so you're talking about the money funding these Antifa organizations, and somebody brought up Roy Singham, I think it was you, who, by the way, is married to one of the co-founders of Code Pink, this infamous left-wing organization. I'm curious to know the administration.
Who is that? Who is that?
Roy
Where is-
Singham. He's married to.
No, did you say they're here?
No, he's not. A journalist brought him up, but.
Oh, I
is-
see. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Seamus, thank you.
Good bring up.
Excellent.
Go ahead.
He's somebody who's been reported on extensively.
Good bring
I'd
up.
like to know what the administration is going to do to actually bring consequences to some of these names. You mentioned.
Well, I don't know the name, but I
Wow.
would like to ask Pam to take a look at it. You know, a lot of the
What
best information we find
consequences?
is through you,
Gulags.
other people like you. So I'd like you to look at it, Pam.
Yep. There'll be a lot of political prisoners here in 3 years. I might be one just for doing what I do. I've accepted it.
Back, please.
You know what I mean?
Compelling proof that
Yeah, I might be put in federal prison, guys, for just doing this. I'm not shitting you.
violence, is that something that you would
So be it, I guess.
committee at Congress to look into?
Well, I've heard that they dress up like.
I know how to sleep on a small ass bed
Nothing to
and
do with MAGA, and they
live in
make
a
trouble,
system.
and they try and blame it, and yeah, we know some of that, and we will be acting on some of that. We've seen it. We've seen it. So, I think you could stay a little longer, but you know the problem is, although you have some very honest journalists in here, you also have some mostly, largely dishonest journalists like MSDNC and CNN. I think they're very dishonest, unbelievably. It's like a waste of time even talking to them. But I have to go now to try and solve some problems in the Middle East, although I'm very well represented by our Secretary of State. He could probably do an even better job than me. But who knows? We don't want to take any chances. So we're going to go and do that. If you'd like, Pam, would you like to stay for another 5 minutes, 10 minutes while we have all these great people? And I'll let Pam and Christy take over and get some good points out. I just want to thank the people around the table in particular. You've been
Hey, thank you, chaotically humble.
You're real patriots. You're real patriots. And at some point, we're going to have to look into, at least in certain cases, rewarding you with some very important medals and honors.
Wow.
We have done and will
They're
be
gonna
doing.
get they're gonna get medals.
Charlie is getting the Presidential Medal of Freedom, which is our highest award outside of the Congressional Medal of Honor. And I think they're sort of even. One's civilian and one's military.
Really?
But unfortunately, the civilian sometimes is military also because of what we have to go through on the streets of this country. I can only tell you this. We have a great nation. We have a nation that's right now the hottest in the entire world. We're the hottest nation in the world, despite all of the things we've been saying today. But that's going to make your job easier because nobody's doing better than we are financially. We've never done better. We've had, I think, 58 stock market increases since I've been top, meaning record increases. We have never seen anything like it, and we're going to keep it going. That makes it a little bit easier for what we're doing. I guess maybe it also makes some people crazy because they don't want to see us do well. but we're the hottest nation anywhere in the world, and we were a dead nation 1 year ago. I say it all the time. We were a dead nation. Now we're the hottest nation in the world, and that's said too by every leader. One of the reasons that we have every country already signed up or just about to sign, every country in the world on this whole mess we have going over with Hamas in the Middle East and all of the things you see, is they respect our nation. A year ago, you wouldn't have been able to get it. You certainly couldn't have gotten it with Biden. You didn't know where the hell he was. But a year ago, you wouldn't have been able to have a situation like this. So I just want to thank the people around this table, and certainly the officials around the table, because they've been incredible. They've been brave. And I watched yesterday, Pam, and I watched a little bit. I thought it was so good. I rounded up, and I watched it late in the evening because I thought you were fantastic yesterday. You really, look, you had some wonderful senators, some great politicians asking you very fair questions, and you had some real slime balls. But I thought you were amazing, so thank you very much. And Christy, thanks for the great job. Cash, thanks for the great job. Always my man back down there. He's the silent type, but he's a hell of a lawyer. Thank you all. We're going to get peace in the Middle East. That's what we want to do. Thank you very much, everybody.
What specifically makes you so hopeful, Mr. President?
I have I got the sudden urge to make sure I support the Second Amendment. I like the Second Amendment. Never not liked it. I like I like having control of weapons and not just having them all over the place, but in terms of like what the Second Amendment was for. Oh boy, I have to drop some money there now. I gotta drop some money into the second. I gotta invest into the Second Amendment. That's what I gotta do. So I gotta look up prices. I gotta look up shit. Save some money. I know what I'm going. I know what I'm getting next paycheck. Holy shit, that was crazy. Wow. Well, there it is. There it was. There's only 236 people watching that because they see Antifa Roundtable. So they're going to have the MAGA content creators go after all of their own enemies directly to the president. So they're going to go after anyone that, like, even if you just like roast them on the internet, they're going to be like, this is Antifa, Mr. President, this is Antifa. Like they're going to be like, they already have, you already had a group made or a database created after Charlie Kirk was killed. It's been taken down, but I'm sure they have backups of anybody that made memes about Charlie Kirk. But so it's gonna begin. And it's gonna start. So just make sure your family's protected. And Second Amendment's for everybody. Not just for conservatives. Oh boy. That was nuts. Yep, it's gonna start. So like I told you guys, all the videos you guys have been seeing with the immigrants, and that's gonna continue too. It's just gonna be protesters now and like people against Trump. In those, and they've already started. I already showed a couple from yesterday. Let me see if I have it still. It's on DHS. Did he pretty much pull the Insurrection Act? No, not officially. My dad only started buying guns after January 6th. Yeah, make sure you do. Make sure you do it. Was that for real? Yeah, it was. It was. Yep. Oh boy. So here's the like when all those drones that were in the sky. Remember I took pictures of the drones and was streaming the drones that were up in Portland. I literally on stream was like, they're going to make content from this. This is going to be content. And here it is.
Lord, forgive us, my boys and me. We're having an all-night revival. Some will call the women and some will steal the Bible. For the sake of my survival, and a bottle of bean for Johnny on the vinyl.
They fucked up a good song. The Green Machine is ready to bring the energy to Chicago. We're going to Chicago tomorrow.
Hey, we do that one too.
And Chicago is not fucking with the feds. Neither is the police. Like the police and the feds almost literally battled. I heard about it. I didn't realize how like how fucking serious it is in Chicago right now, because Portland is a clown show. Not the people protesting the government, like the MAGA that went there and made themselves the story, and then now got to go and talk to the president, and now we're all about to lose our fucking First Amendment rights because of these MAGA fucking groupies in the cult. I told you guys. I've been telling you guys for so long. It's not my opinion. It's my opinion, but unfortunately, my opinions keep coming true. I wish that, oh God, could I be wrong once and then eat fucking whatever. Then I get to have the I eat ass face and like have egg on my face for being wrong. Can I be wrong, please, soon? I would love to be. Oh, I was wrong about Kamala winning. I put my feelings there though. I wasn't using my actual brain. That was feelings, and that's why I like falsely predicted that one. But I just in my feelings thought there could be no way Trump could win again because I was blind. That's why. But everything else though about the dangers of Trump and his actions and what's happening was all pre-written. But I'm not the only one that's like predicted all this. It's why so many people did vote for Kamala and swallowed their pride, or just thought she was the better candidate, whatever, you know what I mean, and like tried to do what they could to stop Trump. The Democratic Party would take it more seriously. They need to.
Full of energy. Hey, we need some energy. We gotta have some energy here going on, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, sir. Oh, you got it. Hey, thank y'all.
Really? The Green Machine. Commander Op at Large. Gregory Bovino. He's in Chicago? Wow. Wow. More propaganda. Hey, look at this. An incompetent mayor, a delusional governor. Chicago is in chaos and the American people are paying the price.
Chicago's a mess. You have an incompetent mayor, grossly incompetent. We have a governor that refuses to admit he has problems. Everybody knows how bad it is. This open borders nightmare flooded our country with fentanyl and with people that shouldn't be here, some of the worst people on earth, and illicit drugs decimated American communities and left us with the largest law enforcement challenge in our country's history.
Presidents say they have had enough.
We need to invite President Trump in. We invite the National Guard in. You know, we've had 254 deaths in 233 days. And for anyone in our community to say people are safe, that is an outright lie.
They need help badly. Chicago desperately needs help. We don't want to lose Chicago. We're going to lose Chicago. We want to save these places. We're going to lose them. We're not going to allow this kind of savagery to destroy our society anymore. We're stopping it one by one.
Thank you, President Trump, from the fucking White House directly. It's like liking your own social media posts. Jesus Christ. Antifa terrorists are waging war on our homeland.
He keeps throwing out insults. I wish he would just defend the people that he's responsible for. And that is what is shocking to me about these leftist politicians, just how they ignore the people who elected them, jeopardize their safety, and continue to disrespect our law enforcement officers. So one of the things I've been dealing with all day here in Portland is a bunch of pansies that are elected into political office who won't make a decision to keep their citizens safe. I'm proud of our federal law enforcement officers. They're absolute rock stars in the face of this kind of opposition, and we're going to continue to get them the resources they need to get the bad guys off the streets, Jesse.
I'm not seeing, did anybody even watch that besides us? And Trump was falling asleep, but it's like that they're going to be using those MAGA content creators to go after their own enemies, which is literally anyone. Just like the whole operation. I mean, they were getting regular people fired for posting Charlie Kirk memes. It's going to be like that, but it's going to be reported to the president. I don't even know what to say. See y'all at the White House. Look at Nick Shirley posting AI. Like I told you they would.
See you guys later! I gotta go to the White House!
This is the guy who was just talking to the president. One of them. There he was. What JB Pritzker said 3 hours ago kind of goes hard. We'll see. We'll see how. We'll see. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. There's gonna be eventually a moment where governors are gonna have to use the police to stand against the federal government. That's gonna have to happen. That is what's gonna have to happen because they're taxpayer-funded police to protect us, not the fucking federal government. And I told you guys that that's what Newsom should have done. In LA, I told you guys that in March or whenever there were riots for a day on the highway. That's a riot, but cars were on fire. After that, though, they were marching, and like the sheriffs came out and gassed the fuck out of them. But Newsom should have used the LAPD and done like Chicago actually does, and allow the protesters to march around like they were doing, and going to the city hall, and like have a barrier around them, like the Chicago police do with their bikes. But Newsom's killing it with the memes and shit. But like these governors are gonna have to eventually, like Chicago has been. That's why I've said Chicago is the first instance we've seen of like the police who are out there getting gassed and shit. Because they have to stand out there, or then the Portland police, not like falling because they're out there. The liaisons are out there. They know exactly what the fuck it is. And they knew that the MAGA groups were out there agitating, and they were like watching it all. They were not cheering on anything. They were just really fucking just standing there. And then when the SWAT Portland police came out, they made targeted arrests and arrested protesters too. Not MAGA. They came out like 2 times when I was at the actual Portland police. It was like 2 or 3 times. It was the feds mostly, but the Portland police came up and pulled up in their SWAT gear and made 2 targeted arrests that I seen. And then I think they came that 3rd time to arrest the Tommy guy. Yeah, it was 3 times. The Tommy guy had gotten arrested on that 3rd time when I was there. Because he was the one that was fucking running around starting shit and then knocked that dude out for nothing. So you're going to have to see, in order for this for us to have a chance, you're going to need governors that are serious, that are actually going to like not have their local and state police work with the federal government. And that has to happen because you pay taxes, you pay them. You pay the state police. That's why people protest them. That's why it's cringe when people like fucking during protests against the police side with the police. Because it's fucking cringe. Because we all pay their taxes. Like leave it, like if people want to protest them, they have their freedom to do that. They pay them. So fucking cringe, dude.
You know as well as I do.
And you pay the feds too. Your taxpayer money goes to those ICE agents and all that shit too.
The President of the United States in the last 24 hours called for you to be imprisoned. I want to give you an opportunity. We've seen your reaction on social media, but I want to hear what you have to say back to the President of the United States.
Well, let's start with the idea that this is a convicted felon. I mean, think about that.
I didn't want to like during that. I was just like listening to all that was triggering my fucking everything, and I hope it should. Like I served in the military. I served 10 years. I just swore an oath, and it's so cringe because like I was just a dork. Like I wasn't all patriotic about my service, and I'm like really not still. But like it was like I was lost in life, and I just served because I had no fucking other direction. And I'm like, well, I guess the military is taking people. Here I go. And like got through it, and it was lit. I loved it. I'd do it again. Great people in my unit. But, you know, we swore an oath, and we had to do a bunch of shit and wear the flag on my shoulder for 10 years. And I had to learn shit to become a sergeant and like swear all this and say all these creeds and stuff. And like stand at attention for people. And it was in like all this stuff that most people don't do. And so when all that's like kind of crashing down, it sucks. So we gotta like see more of this. But like I didn't want to scare all you there. Like I'm just saying, if you're like a part of, they named DSA specifically. That's some shit I've never been a part of. Like I came from conservative world. Like I'm still like working my way leftward clearly, but I've never been a part of any of that before. And like if you are, I mean, I would just, you know, make sure you're careful. Because like they named DSA specifically in that press conference. I'm telling you, like, it's better to be a part of nothing and just stand for what you believe in. And like there'll be groups out there and like you go stand next to them, but it's harder for them to come after you if like you're just solid in your own convictions and you're out there standing 10 toes in your own beliefs. And it's harder because then they can't connect you to a group. They can't do shit to you. They're like, oh, this is like just some person. Yes, you'll be probably jailed. I'm just being 100 with you. You'll be jailed for a little bit, but they won't be able to tie you to a group. And that's really what they're going to do. It's going to be like RICO fucking shit. Okay? To go after the so-called leaders, whoever the fuck they are. So I'm just telling you, like, if you're a part of a group that's like politically active like that, just, you know, just be careful. That's all I'm saying. I don't want to scare you, but just be careful. That's all I'm saying. And it's better to be as independent as possible. Not with your beliefs. Not with your beliefs. You got a lot of MAGA that think being independent means you're a robot or just being a Trump supporter. No, it's like just doing your own thing and being in your own strong convictions against this administration. And you don't need a fucking group or to be a part of something to do it. You can, being a part of something is just, you're already doing it if you've already been going to the protests. There's no banner there under like other than like the No King's name, but there's no like leader of it or like group or anything. It's just people going out there and just protesting. And there's nothing they can do about that. But unfortunately, the way that our government works is they're going to go after organized groups and do RICO cases and shit. And then name them terrorists, like you already heard. And that's just being honest. So just be careful. Or just be a part of my renegades group, and we just like smoke weed and play video games and like talk about how bad the government is, while also like highlighting protests and people that are active and people that are like about it. Okay. So it's a little bit more safe, I guess, or whatever. So we got a Discord server you can be a part of. We got a Facebook group you can join, and people just post memes. But again, they're going after people that post memes too. So it's still like, you know, still like if you're gonna be have an opinion out here about this, like just recognize like time to get strong in your convictions is all I'm saying. But also I'm telling you that be strong in your convictions by yourself, and then it be a part of the grassroots of it. Bring your own energy to it is what I'm telling you.
Who's threatening to jail me? I got to say, this guy's unhinged. He's insecure. He's a wannabe dictator. And there's one thing I really want to say to Donald Trump. If you come for my people, you come through me.
Okay.
So come and get me.
All right, JB Pritzker. We just got to see. We got to see it. He's been strong. He's been strong in his words. Just got to see it when that moment comes, because it's going to happen. When that moment comes and they're going to come jail JB Pritzker and the mayor, are they going to stand against it and like get jailed? The army of Antifa in question. Here was the video. I was kind of playing it a little bit during that just to kind of show you guys how ridiculous it was. But they had to move the group away from the street completely. because she was there. But look at this. This is the view from the rooftop. Wow. And okay, this is the unbiased view from the roof from the government themselves too, no less. I didn't get to see this view. I'm not a MAGA propagandist. They're the only ones that got up there. There were other independent, who I don't even know what they are. Portland Andy was out there. I think he's more right leaning. His chat sure is. Oof. But he didn't get to go up there, or no one else did. Only the super and Portland Andy does his thing. I don't think he's like a MAGA propagandist. He's just a streamer. He's like a community that's aligned with a lot of that. But I wouldn't call him that. But he didn't get to go up there. And he streams Portland all the time. No one did, other than MAGA propagandists that are working with the government.
So is it cool that you have this many people?
Yes. That crowd will be here right about this time.
Oh, he is MAGA? Oh. I didn't listen long enough. Either way, though, he didn't get to go up there. It must not be chud enough. Look how far back they pushed him back a whole block. 2 blocks. No, that's the whole block right there. Street goes around the corner. Wow.
Secretary, do you have a message to the protesters, especially the man in the chicken outfit?
Yeah, would you have something to say to the chicken guy?
Man in the chicken outfit, I just see him now. Goodness sakes.
Wow, she didn't even. So you're telling me that you didn't even see the chicken guy when you were looking over there? What were you looking at? What were you looking at?
He could do better.
He could do better?
Our goal is that people would peacefully protest, but that we would still be allowed to enforce the law in this country. So it's too bad they're uneducated and ill-informed.
It's too bad they're uneducated and ill-informed, she says with her thumbs in her pockets, vein popping out of her fucking hand. That's the hand she beats dogs with. That's her dog killer hand right there. Holy fuck, dude.
Good. It's good to see. We'll see what we can do to get you back to security.
This is absolutely nothing as to what it is at night, though.
Yeah, make sure you tell her that. Oh, it's way worse at night. This was nothing. It's bad. It's bad.
This is absolutely nothing as to what it is at night, though.
No.
And then Nick Sorter says,
Really bad.
Yeah, it's really bad. She's on a rooftop yelling at protesters derogatorily versus doing it on the street. Look at based fucking Ryan, dude. I'm so glad that through the 3 years, though, like, I know I'm upset with a lot of the rhetoric, but like so many people that support Ukraine or have fought for Ukraine are based as fuck. Like the most based. And I love logic. I love that. I love all of that. When I see that, I'm like, oh God, thank God we haven't. Oh, thank God, not all is lost. There he was, Jonathan Cho, the Timu Glenn, when he got to meet with Nick Shirley and Andy No.
Yesterday. Really, me too. Okay.
The new, our new government, actually. They're the new. That round table is our new government, because they were giving Trump ideas, and then Trump's like, yeah, let's do that. We're gonna do that. Yep, we'll do it. All right, we'll go after him. Making fucking decisions for everyone, I guess.
Okay. Oh, maybe we went on the same flight.
The visitor to London and now the resident of London.
Yeah, because he's too scared to live in the U.S. Wow, so a guy that doesn't even live in our country anymore.
Andy No and Nick Shirley in the house. We're all headed to the White House pretty soon, huh? What's the game plan, Andy? You're the godfather / the expert on Antifa. Of course, you have to bring the books here.
The godfather of Antifa. Inside Antifa's radical plan to destroy democracy. Read this book. Wow. From Tucker Carlson. Wow. Isn't Tucker Carlson's like a bad? Isn't he MAGA mad at him now?
Antifa and mask.
The game plan is to discuss, for me at least, the reality of a violent phenomenon that's been happening in the US that until recently was quite ignored and not understood, even by conservatives. So hopefully my nearly 9 years of experience reporting on Antifa can shed some light on it.
Okay, let's do it. And Nick Shirley, you're one of the new media guys. You're preparing. I won't give it away. But like, what are you going to be talking about today?
Yeah, I'm going to be talking about the truth of what's happening with these groups as they've been going around, and they've been around for a long time. But over the past year or so, they've risen to new levels, and it is getting more and more dangerous each and every single day. So.
I figured he was funded by someone back when he was going to Ukraine and doing shit, but it wasn't until I saw him out there in Minneapolis with the ICE that I was like, oh, yeah, he's embedded with the government. And I told you guys that in February when we had the ICE come to Minneapolis. So by the way, that's going to happen too. My Minnesotans, don't worry. I know I'm traveling all over the country again, but I'll be here. Trump will for sure send try to fuck with us too, because we were the origin of Black Lives Matter riots and protests. Okay, it was the origin in 2020, so they're gonna send the guard and shit here too eventually. Portland is war ravaged. Posted from Governor Newsom 4 hours ago.
President Trump will end the radical left's reign of terror in Portland once and for all. The president has directed Secretary Hegseth to provide all necessary troops.
Do you know why though, chat? It's because everything that happened in 2020 led to Trump's defeat, actually. You guys know that, right? You guys know all those protests that MAGA was watching and like we're getting hype about and giving like that all led to Trump's L. Because it was the biggest protests consistently for the fucking whole year. And like, yeah, people had to settle for old. I didn't vote for Biden. I mean, I voted third party. I voted Green Party. I wasn't ready to vote Democrat yet. I voted for third party though. But like, it was the amount of protests in general. Like that just were out there consistently. That's why I'm like, these No Kings protests are too slow. Too slow. Once a month is not enough. They're good. They're good, solid protests. That's why I'm like, that's why I'm saying there needs to be more, in my opinion, from here at home. When I go out there, whatever happens, happens. But like from here at home, when I share my deep thoughts, they need to be more, because they are good, because they do bring a lot of people out and they're safe and they're like the fucking biggest ones, the biggest protests I've ever seen. So that's why I'm like, there needs to be more. Not that they're bad or like there needs to like more energy into it. Like those ones have the biggest energy. But it's because in 2020, all of these protests around the country, while Trump was like, they were thinking, I don't know what, they just didn't understand that these protests also led to his defeat in 2020. They did. And they didn't take him seriously. And now they're going to go after anyone that protests Trump because he's worried about the midterms. And obviously, like his approval ratings tanking, the country's in a dog shit position. The tariffs are destroying small businesses. The government is shut down with no end in sight. The last time it was shut down was he was president the first time.
President Trump will end the radical left's reign of terror in Portland once and for all. The president has directed Secretary Hegseth to provide all necessary troops to protect war-ravaged Portland and any ICE facilities under siege from attack by Antifa and other left-wing domestic terrorists. What's been allowed, President Trump.
Don't worry, guys, though. They sent the Texas Guard. The McNugget militias arrived. They're there to stake out they're there to make sure the Cracker Barrel logo is right. Okay. Holy shit. Yeah, Mule Team 6. Holy. I saw an Instagram comment that was so goddamn funny. And it said, all 6 of the soldiers in this pic look like they're under the command of General So, Colonel Sanders, and Captain Crunch. I about cried for like 10 minutes after I heard that one last night. Holy. Yeah, standards aren't the best in the part-time soldiers. I'm just going to be honest, chat. As somebody that with an unbiased perspective on the military in terms of active serving and reserve serving, because I did both, standards aren't the same. They're not the same. All right. Yeah, because like, I mean, you only got to drill once a month when you're in the reserves of the guard, and no one's like, when you're not at the drill, you're not doing PT. You gotta do PT at drill. Yeah. So they're not sending their best. They're out there to help. Every time you log in, that shit, I bookmark. I get super baked at night and just start bookmarking shit on this app. Here's some Pam Bondi from The Daily Show. These are just my bookmarks because this is all I can do now. Is just bookmark shit that makes me laugh through this that I can try to.
Donald Trump is the most transparent president in our nation's history. We are all acting at his directive, and America will be transparent again as well.
I can't comment on whether we have or have not, or do not. I can't discuss that matter, as you know, Senator. I'm not going to discuss anything about that with you.
It's a new day, it's a new administration, and everything's going to come out to the public.
There's not much more we can say about the issue. I don't want to discuss any of that publicly. You can talk to Director Patel about that.
We believe in transparency, and America has the right to know.
I'm not going to discuss the facts of a pending case. You're welcome to talk to the FBI. Senator, I can't discuss anything.
You won't even say whether you talked to the White House about this?
I am not going to discuss any internal conversations with the White House with you, Ranking Member.
I noticed.
Yeah, Ranking. I noticed that.
You, Ranking Member.
I noticed that.
Chaotically Humble, thank you for the 5. We should have watched that yesterday, but I needed a day off. I needed one day. And we've been full sending here. I haven't taken any days off yesterday, but we should have watched that. We found Governor Newsom's press office is all over this though. But I'm gonna need Newsom to do something with the police though, and if they try to send, I don't know if they'll try to send the guard and shit back into LA again eventually or whatever, but he needs to do like Pritzker too, and he kind of has been. He's been the aura is there, but Pritzker is the one I've seen video now and reporters that have been there and talking about the local police not like just aiding and abetting the ICE agents and just being like, okay, yes, please fuck up our communities. No, they're like out there getting gas with protesters and like seeing how the federal government's acting directly.
But Portland is unbelievable what's going on in Portland. The destruction of the city. Well, I'm going to look at it now because I didn't know that was still going on. This has been going on for years. So we'll be able to stop.
Oh boy. Well, here's what Chad Canton had to say about their Tommy friend.
That dude thinks he's playing Call of Duty.
And see, then you've got these other guys that are over here with the fuck ice. They're chubby chasers.
Chubby chasers. That's the content on the Chad's. Wow, real journalism.
Oh, there goes Tommy.
Get him, Tommy. Get him, Tommy.
With his helmet on.
I say this with all love and respect for Tommy, but he is definitely a weaponized autist.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he's definitely our weaponized autist. That's fucking awesome.
Even his own people that help fundraise money to fix his car are like, yeah, this dude's weaponized autism, and they all know it too, because that's what I mean. He's MAGA, you know, weaponized MAGA autism. Is what it is. Just call it MAGA autism. Not all people with autism are like that. Most people aren't, thank goodness. But MAGA autism is special. Tommy has that for sure. What else did I say? Oh, Candace Owens. You guys see this? We had a little infighting going on with MAGA right now over Candace Owens releasing text messages that I haven't been able to verify, but I'm just MAGA shit going on in the background too. But this is going to be, I think Ukraine and Israel, or Russia's invasion of Ukraine and Israel's genocide of Gaza are both like going to put a dent into MAGA's plan, actually. Because there's a lot of people that were MAGA that are not MAGA now because of both conflicts. And that was before the military coming into the streets and it's just so easy to see, just like it was in 2020 for a lot of people. But you got apparently Charlie Kirk and someone else here, Candace Owens is talking about. So apparently Charlie Kirk says, just lost another huge Jewish donor, $2 million a year because we won't cancel Tucker. I'm thinking of inviting Candace. And then the response goes, ugh. And then Charlie Kirk apparently in this text says, Jewish donors play into all the stereotypes. I cannot and will not be bullied like this, leaving me no choice but to leave the pro-Israel cause. Oops. And then whoever else said, please don't invite Candace. That might feel good short term, but it's not good long term, in my opinion. Like all groups are going to get wide variety of opinions. The nasty free will thing. Like, blah, 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 blah. So interesting developments. We'll see if it goes anywhere, but it's coming from Candace Owens. So take that with as much salt as you want, but don't get fucking heart condition. You can get a heart condition. That's cringe. What else? Damn, Kyle Rittenhouse looks like shit. Oh, boy. Tylenol Tommy is crazy. Tylenol Tommy is crazy. Dang, dude. Kyle Rittenhouse looks like shit. New Kyle. Preview. Here are all here they all are. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so Brandy Cruz. Okay, that's an op.
You're getting a
Andy, no, obviously. That's well known by now. Julio Rojas. Okay. MAGA won't follow him because of his name.
All the players here.
Nick Sorter, he obviously you guys know him.
Showing up.
Jack Pizzagates Pacific, of course.
These are some of
There's Katie Davis Court, as I posted about her black eye.
the biggest names in
Todd Blanche.
independent
Yeah,
journalism.
Yeah.
Of course,
To the
next
other
to
side.
the administration.
Okay, then you got Cam Higbee. And then, well, no, you went too fast. Who's that? Who is the Asian lady? Can't even read the name. Fucking going too fast. Okay, it's Timu Quality. No. I can't read that. I don't even know who these three are at the end. Oh, one of them was Nick Shirley. This is Nick Shirley. Yep. So that's our government now, actually, because they all got to make decisions in that roundtable. So there's our government: Brandy Cruz, Andy No, Julio Rojas, Nick Sorter, Jack Pacific, Katie Davis Court, Cam Higbee, that lady, that guy, Nick Shirley, and that guy. Who they all kind of look the same. That looks like somehow a Wish version of Trump Jr. And Trump Jr. looks like a Wish version of something already, so. There you go. That's our new government. Cam, who claims to be a journalist, but was out there fucking dancing with a MAGA hat on in D.C., playing the YMCA and shit. Did I have that one still? I gotta have that one. Yo, you guys see this? Hold on, we'll find that. You guys see this? I really hope I see Robbie, or I really hope I see Robbie Road streamer out there. I'll put him on stream, talk to him. He'll probably just sing at me though.
Hell yeah! All around me are ice agents. Hate all races except white faces. Bright and early to catch brown people. No expression, just regression. The tear gas going up their asses. No expression, no expression. And I find it kind of funny. I find it kind of sad that ICE makes more money than all our veterans. MAGA world, MAGA world.
Oh my god. He's Gary the Guantanamo Gator. That's why he's dressed up like that. Ah, that shit's so funny. Oh my god. How did this go, by the way? I gotta laugh at him now. I'm obviously mad for real, but like I gotta laugh at him. That's the only way I can get through it, y'all. What happened? Did you guys take control? Did you guys take control of the situation? Police are currently searching the river for the suspect who attacked Tommy. Oh, Tommy got into another altercation. You know what's sad is Matt Tardio is some type of veteran Green Beret, and he could have raised money for a homeless vet and given like $7,000 to a homeless vet, but he gave his money to this fucking weaponized MAGA autism Tylenol addict. So he got into another fight.
I wouldn't actually do that. That'd be a little fucked up.
Are you guys? What side are you guys on? Are you guys like real Americans or fake Americans?
They're ironically doing the "What Kind of American Are You" from the Civil War movie. No, we knew that was gonna happen.
Real. I think it's funny. I love it. That's what we want. We need more real Americans. We need a lot more real Americans.
I love that the Portland protest was playing YMCA and dancing to it. That's what you do. You take the power back. Take the power back. You hear that? It's not the Trump people playing that. It's the protests, and they're actually dancing to the YMCA, not doing fucking Trump's dance that MAGA does, where you jerk off like two people at the same time. That's what Trump does, and MAGA did that, but they're actually dancing the YMCA.
I don't know why you're trying to touch me.
When did he try to touch you?
Fight, 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 fight.
Hey! What the fuck, bro? What the fuck?
Here he is! Here he is!
Wow. So you guys wanted me to stay out there for? I don't need you back. Please no. Oh, I figured this Fox News blonde, but 4'4", she's pretty short, was a creator, 12 Army 12 Bravo vet. Oh, you couldn't. So you were a 12 Bravo. They're canceling that. If you want to be a female and serve in the military, you can't be a 12 Bravo anymore, according to Pete Hegseth. Or you gotta keep the male standards.
Yeah, 24-hour video. What's good?
I can really end it.
You already punched somebody. We're gonna stay back.
Yeah,
I don't wanna.
Of course, you've got a buzz ball. You've got an open container. You're fucked up. That's not.
What's good? I'll lay you the fuck out right here.
I'm sure you will, Methany. I'm sure you will.
What's that?
I'm sure you will, Methany. You got the buzz ball. And
They go over to the tent, They go over to the tent and the people over there fuck with them, provoke them, and then they run away. And then they clip the people that are following them. That's their strategy. Provoke, prod, and then clip you and your reaction to them. And then they get to become victims. Oh boy, listen to this activist.
The Portland Police Bureau is to blame for everything that's going on here in Portland. And I'll explain in a second.
Wow.
I am a retired Green Beret, former infantryman, retired Green Beret, and also a former police officer.
What did Matt, what fucking, was he a mall cop?
Not in the state of Oregon, thank God. Here's why they're to blame. I've been here since Friday, and
What kind of cop was Matt Tardio?
every single thing that I have seen since I've been on the ground here, I can pin to the Portland Police Bureau. All they have to do is enforce 3 simple laws that are currently on the books. They are law enforcement officers after all. The first one, disorderly conduct, but not just for fighting, for blocking traffic. It's listed in Oregon revised statutes. They can take care of that one. And here's a great example as to why.
Look at that. All these folks, man, they came down the street over here on the left, just in a straight line, and just made straight for the facility and went in there. They definitely deployed some OC spray because I tasted it. So I know that happened. I saw them arrest a couple people when they first came. The feds came out. Now here's the crazy part. Is you have the protesters that are blocking the roadway right here, and then right across the street, don't know what that is, but then right across the street, you actually have Portland police that are sitting there, and it looks like they're gearing up and getting ready to go. So that's happening, I promise you that.
This sucks. You watch this stream, that sucks.
Or are they packing up and leaving? They're leaving?
Why don't you just fucking film it and show them? Maybe then people can watch.
No way.
Sorry, this is recorded. This shit sucks.
Police are leaving. Are the police leaving?
Wow. Was he like this the whole time? Anyone actually watch his stream? Was he crying like this?
You gotta be kidding me, man.
Now that wasn't the only time.
Well, why would they have to stay? There's liaison officers that he talked to on his stream. Because he had to have, because he was down there looking at him, talking to him. There's Portland. Why would the fuck would they need those Portland police? Or you can do something else. There's liaison officers already out there.
But they just chose to ignore that type of disorderly conduct.
Disorderly conduct? It was a protest. It's a protest.
There is another time where a Tesla ends up driving through, and that was before I got here.
Did he get permission from Aaliyah Scootercaster to use her clip in the video here?
And look at the confusion it causes because they won't enforce statutes.
Wow. The only time that road was like not able to, because there were like 300 people that came from the protest. And at that point, yeah, the protest blocks off the road. And they stand there until there isn't that many people. And at that point, the Portland police are like, okay, no more blocking the road. And they kept repeatedly saying it. But again, it's a fucking protest. You're not supposed to like obey little mundane rules like that of like the roadway and like keeping it clear when there's like that many people out there. They're out there to protest.
Then that same day in the first video I showed you, this happened.
The weirdos are controlling the entire intersection. Oh.
The weirdos are controlling the entire intersection. Wow.
Great. Great. Look at this. They're trying to stop the car.
And you guys I had Speak the Truth fans that were like, well, Merc, you weren't saying anything to him when he was out there. I'm not out there for him. I have my shit to say. When I'm out there, I'm there to film what's happening. Not out there to go and talk to MAGA content creators and go and debate them and go and talk shit. I'm out there to film everything. And these fucks made themselves a part of the story. They consistently made themselves a part of what was happening instead of just being observers. Matt Tardio could have just been a fucking observer. He clearly wasn't. He's clearly like out there painting a narrative of what's happening himself and shitting on and he's talking shit about all the protesters out there.
car. The car literally drove through. Now they got to come out.
There I am right there. That's me.
This lady was like, hell with it, I'm coming in. And you've got idiots trying to stop the car. And those white shirts, those are actually the Portland police that don't do anything.
So
that's the Portland police that don't do anything. Was he out there crying like that on his stream the whole time?
again, disorderly conduct, not when it fits a narrative, but at all times. Don't let them block traffic. And that includes in the roadway in front of the ICE facility.
Who the fuck are you to tell the Portland police how to run their city and how the poor people of Portland are like? What the fucking audacity? I would never go to someone else's shit and tell them what to do. Ever. I don't care what the fuck it is. I would even MAGA ass shit. I don't go there and tell them what the fuck to do. And I've covered MAGA protests and they're bullshit. I don't go there telling them what the fuck to say and do and what they should do and how they should protest or what the fuck. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, bro, these fucking fucks have a lot of audacity that they didn't earn. What the fuck you, because you were a Green Beret? Allegedly? The fuck you mean? Who the fuck are you to tell Portland what to do? Isn't he from like Texas? Go, why don't you, where's his take on the military, Mr. Green Beret? How about we get a take on what your own people going to fucking Chicago? How about we get that? What a fucking loser, dude.
Number 2, noise ordinance.
Oh no, that's not good. It's not smart.
Wow, the police are the ones causing the noise ordinance with pushing people well beyond their jurisdiction. Wow, and then you show the clip of the feds doing it. Nice work. Wow, you're really good at this, Matt. You're really good at journalism.
Need some water? More tear gas.
There's people that live.
And then you were too pussy to be on the side over there getting gassed. You had to stand by the police in your little corner. What a bitch. Everyone that was over there was getting fucking gassed. He's in the spot. Where's his little fucking dumb fuck map? I hate people like this, dude, especially veterans. I have no time for them. Especially little ass veterans like this dude who thinks he's big. It's little man syndrome, chat. That's what it is. Males who are small, and I'm not talking like stocky and fucking jacked ripped. I'm talking like height. Matt needs to eat a fucking sandwich. Jesus Christ. I forgot what I was gonna say. It's just pissing me off. He's standing in the where RP3 is on his stupid fucking map. He's standing on RP3 where that's their little MAGA corner or where the fuck it was, where you could like stand by the police. Even they tell him to move sometimes though. The feds would be like, nope, you can't stand there, and then they'd have to go over to where he has RP1. This is so cringe. And he had RP1 diagrammed out, so the MAGA crowd would have to go to that side of the street because you couldn't be at all by the federal building. But they let him stand there though. Everybody else was getting gassed. Not Matt though. Too scared.
More tear gas.
In the building that have all of that CS gas makes its way in through the HVAC system and is choking people out. Now, the adults that smoke meth and crack and that live in the building that have drug problems, fine. They don't care. You know who does? The people, then the parents with children. And if those parents don't care because they believe in the cause that deeply, they probably shouldn't be parents, to be perfectly honest with you. The very last thing that they need to enforce is freedom of movement. Nobody should be
freedom
afraid
of movement.
to walk down a sidewalk.
And this is so performative. It's so performative. It's such performative bullshit. They have not like he made this little fucking thing bigger than it is, but there's nothing fucking there. People that are walking down this road have this entire sidewalk, and they can just literally, like, for temporary purposes, just walk around the tents and then go right back onto the fucking sidewalk. There's not that much foot traffic here. Not much foot traffic. There, do you know where there is? Literally a block away, and there's people walking and chilling and sitting outside. I guess I should have filmed that. Portland Andy on his stream yesterday was sitting where we're like right around the fucking corner. I rated his stream yesterday because his chat was talking shit, and I wanted him to see what's up. I'd do that again today if they're out there. But Portland Andy was chilling like fucking around the corner. You sit over here. You can park over there. You just fucking walk. They're being so performative. They're so performative on the whole thing. You can walk freely, the whole fucking thing, just because the hippies that are out there in their 2 tents that they have are on the street so they can protest the ICE building. This is so. What did you do? Any real missions while you were in the Green Berets? Did you take out any ISIS actual fucking terrorists? Did you do that while you served? I don't think so. People that did don't do this. They don't look at a group of fucking hippies and be like, yeah, that's like ISIS. We got to draw an op order up, just like we did back in the old days. This is like, this dude did nothing, actually. He might have like been attached to him, but he didn't fucking do anything. He didn't take anyone's life. He didn't have any hardships. Couldn't have. You don't do this if you're a grown man. Grown men that have actually been through shit don't do this.
The very last thing that they need to enforce is freedom of movement. Nobody should be afraid to walk down a sidewalk and get assaulted.
Ready? You have to go with me. Yeah.
Wow, and then he shows the part where they plan that they're about to go and walk into this protester's space. And he showed that Nick Sorter was the one that actually walked into her and forced himself into their tent. Please, yeah, thank you. Show that part.
Yep.
No.
Unfortunately, I'm going.
Don't fucking touch me.
Get out of the way.
Don't fucking touch me.
Get out of the way.
No.
How can they think this makes them look good? How can you? How can you think that this makes like what Nick did was right and like he's in the right? That's insane. That's how much of a cult this is. That's how gone they are. They're gone. These ones, Matt Tardio and these fucking losers are gone. You're not getting them back. They're not coming back to reality. Regular Americans that aren't all up in this bull fucking shit, they can be redeemed. They can come back. They can realize, oh, what the fuck is that? These people though that are activists with this are gone.
You have to go with me. Yeah, we're going.
You have to go with me.
Okay. Yep.
You have to go with me.
No.
Unfortunately, I'm going.
Don't fucking touch me.
Get out of the way.
Don't fucking touch me.
Get out of the way.
No.
This is a sidewalk. Get out of the way.
Don't fucking touch her.
Whoa.
Okay, so this piece of shit is...
Mind you, for the past 3 nights or whatever, everyone was just in Bancroft Street, just walking around in there. Like the main protest was in ICE, in Bancroft Street here, right across the other side of the ICE building. But to the right side of the ICE building here, to the east, that everyone was just kind of like mingling in the street, but like not blocking it, but like kind of just standing there in little groups and shit. So he could have and he did this to be performative. He did this for right-wing media and obviously to go talk to the president today. But you just could have went right there and then bang, back on the fucking sidewalk. Not hard. But you're going to be performative and be like, we see you can't even walk on the sidewalks. Wow, you can't even walk on the sidewalk in America. Can't believe it. They're crisis actors. This is what everything that Alex Jones was lying about in the olden days of right-wing media, they have become everything that they have lied about now. And now they're doing the things that they lied about back in the day. Of crisis acting, playing victim for the media, false flags. Ironically, because he's got a flag in his hand. And America's a scam right now.
No.
Unfortunately, I'm going.
Don't fucking touch me.
Get out of the way.
Don't fucking
Get
touch
out
me.
of the way.
No.
This is a sidewalk. Get out of the way.
Don't fucking touch her.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, so this piece of shit is whoa. You're not making it. I need umbrella.
You're no longer allowed to walk down the sidewalk in Portland, or else you're gonna get jumped and pushed and shoved and assaulted here. And we're live, right? We got it. Okay. So now you're gonna get assaulted.
We're live, right? You got the shot?
You're gonna be pushed. You're gonna be. Don't do that. Where'd it go? I don't know, man. I got you.
Now, the Portland police, following that incident, didn't even bother detaining anybody from Antifa.
Why would they? You guys went up in their shit. You guys went up in their shit looking for a problem. And then your own little weaponized MAGA autist decked someone without even being, like, it wasn't even in a fight. You just hit someone. What a fucking little bitch.
That clearly was shoving and fighting Nick.
You guys should know Matt Tardio's a bitch, though, because he can't even start his own YouTube channel from scratch. He had to buy someone else's channel. That should have told you everything you needed to know about Matt Tardio. But unfortunately, we have a lot of wayward lost souls that liked hearing his fucking military takes on Ukraine, which were bad anyways, which were aligned with Russia anyways, always. We have a lot of lost souls out here.
And that's not the only incident where police failed upon reasonable suspicion to detain people.
We know about Matt Tardio from Ukraine, y'all. If you're new to the channel or you're back to the channel because you watched me back in 2020 and now we're doing like the same shit again, we know who Matt Tardio has been in the we know who he is from geopolitics and Russia's invasion of Ukraine. And he was like military guy with like military takes on the war for like a little bit. And he'd like talk about the maps. And Rob Turkla, who just does fishing and hunting content now, which he's better at anyways. His shit's good, actually, when it comes to hunting and fishing stuff. But Rob gave up because it's just a lot of work, and geopolitics is dumb. And whatever. And I think Rob's a little MAGA, but it is what it is. Or maybe he's not and just didn't want to deal with it anymore. I don't know. I think he was a little MAGA. But this guy, who's Matt Tardio, bought the fucking channel from him because Rob sold Speak the Truth to him. And now he runs it, and like that's why he's got his face on it. But he didn't start shit from his own shit. Like that, like I question his entire fucking service and what he actually did, because this is not what a veteran acts like when it comes to this type of shit.
Sidewalk and get assaulted.
Ready?
Go do right-wing propaganda, dude. Like Matt, a lot of veterans are right-wing, but that's because they're being propagandized. Not fucking crafting the propaganda. A lot of veterans are conservative because, like, yeah, traditional values and all that, that's fine. But in terms of like what media they consume is right wing, and they're being lied to and propagandized. Whereas Matt here, as a veteran, has decided to do that and and take the reins of it himself. The fuck out of here. And also, when you're in the military, it's fucking Fox News on everywhere. I'm sure it's Newsmax now or some other. I don't know. I don't know what they play in the dining halls anymore. But every dining hall you'd sit in, it's Fox News and some fucking foreign sport that I have no idea. I still can't understand cricket. I tried. I watched so many cricket matches in the dining hall. Well, what's her bruise look like now? Wow. Somehow her bruise got bigger, guys.
I'm an investigative journalist from...
How does Katie Davis-Court both look 70 years old and 20 years old at the same time? I don't get it.
Seattle. I work for the Post Millennial alongside Andy No.
I don't know how that's possible.
And Jack Posobiec. I have...
Okay, we don't need to hear her again. We listened to the whole thing earlier. But here's the one clip, though, that you guys should have taken away from this, because he did say this.
A flag burning mob, and we've made it 1 year penalty for inciting riots. We took the freedom of speech away because that's been through the courts, and the court said you have freedom of speech. But what has happened is when they burn a flag, it agitates and irritates crowds. They've never seen anything like it on both sides, and you end up with riots. So we're going on that basis. We're looking at it from not from the freedom of speech, which I always felt strongly about, but never passed the courts.
I used to feel strongly about freedom of speech, but not now. I just said that shit. Yeah, I just said that back in the day. Back when I was running for president and shit, like I liked freedom of speech then. Nah, not so much now. I won. We don't need that anymore. I won the election. What do we need freedom of speech for? You have me. You're president. All right, do we have anything from Brent, please? Something. If that, we got Gary the Guantanamo Gator again. I got another video. Did he make a? No, we already watched the Bad Bunny video. Brent, we need it. Also, chat, I forgot to ask this whole stream, but I do need your guys' support to help get me to Chicago, which I'm going tomorrow. I got Buy Me a Coffee funds coming that they were going to be released to me on Friday, but I need like just gas money shit. I'm driving, I'm not flying, so we're going to save some money. And Chicago's only, not that far away from Minneapolis, so I will be leaving tomorrow. I'm waiting for my mask. I got to show you guys. I should show you now that we have so many people tuned in. Look at that. It's arrived. New helmet. This shit's badass. GG's to everybody that help get it. I look like an actual, like, I said this to my gaming stream yesterday, but when I keep my glasses on, I actually look like Delta Force. Because all the Delta Force dudes look like dorks. The actual, like, train killers, like, ones that are super savage, look like computer nerds. So that's comfortable. That's a new one. New helmet. New helmet unlocked. Love that. I got my, I gotta save up for a new DJI camera, but I got a DJI camera, and then we'll have the GoPro, or the DJI mount. Because I like the Osmo better than the GoPro. I got an Action 4, but I might try to save up for an Action 5 because the video quality is way better at nighttime. And obviously most of our content that's like that is at nighttime. As you guys saw, right? We're out there at night. So, and we need good video. So I might save up for and I can buy that with my next paycheck. I don't need to fundraise for that. But I'll get the Osmo Action 5 because I love the 4. And it's really good. So I don't need a new GoPro. But yeah, this is good. And then I got level 4 plates. They've arrived. My brand new plates that we got. Shout out to everybody that helped contribute to these. Level 4. You guys can see there. ICW 3A. Did I get to 100K? No, not yet. No, we got sold. I got raided with bots. We had haters on my channel, which happens because they don't like that I'm as base as we are. It's not just me. I gotta say we because it's my community too. But they don't like how fucking correct we are about everything. So they try to take my channel down. But I did tell them though that we know people at Google. So I mean, what are you gonna do when I know people that operate the thing? So I mean, they probably wasted like $300-400 doing that. That was a lot of money. Whoever was trolling to do that spent a fuckload. There was 122,000 bots watching the stream. They had 122K. That's so much money. And then to buy subscribers, even though YouTube was killing them, and then they bought more. That was wild. That was wild. But fat L on their part. That's what I was telling them. That's why I just kept talking. That's why I just started talking shit. I was like, you won't put 100K, and then they did. You won't do 120. And then we also, until we got 50 from Frank James said for Ukraine. Thank you. It says for Ukraine and Big Al's on Taylor. Be safe. All right, Frank. I got my really nice gas mask coming tomorrow. But just as a backup, and because this mask was so good, I just got a backup cheap one. This is like $30. It's the same one that I have, but just new. because I think it's just a good. I mean, that shit, even as poor condition as my mask is, because it's broken. Like this top strap on my other one is broken. The filters in there were like all colored from the smoke grenades, so it was like a bad situation. But it's a good mask, so I bought it as a backup, and also in case something bad happens that I don't get my mask in time tomorrow. But I should have that gas mask again. I missed it. What'd I say? I missed the big one? Oh my god, wait, what? Olgo Rhythms, you get a sound. I mean, what the fuck? $500 super chat? Thanks for all you covered in PDX. I watched many hours on the TV app. Here is some gas money for your next adventure. Let's go, Algo Rhythms. Algo Rhythms with a 500 super chat. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Holy shit. Appreciate you. Oh my god. I don't think I've seen that. Wow. Big super chat there. Yeah, that'll help. Yeah, that'll help get me places. And then her royal fluffiness Celestia, thank you for becoming a member. Yeah, I haven't looked at all the donos yet. I'll thank all you guys at the end. We're nearing the end, but I wanted to make sure I showed all you guys the stuff from the equipment, but I just bought this. I didn't fundraise for that. I don't need to for a lot of the stuff, but the big items like this helmet, I needed to. Like GG's on this. This is like a $600 helmet. There's helmets that are like $1,800. There's thousands of dollar helmets, but I don't think you need that. This is really good though, and it's light. It's lighter than the other one. You can see the old one. Here's the old one, and then the new one. Just less chonky, less turtle looking. Like this one's a little heavier and just takes up more space. I can fit this one. It's like a bike. It's almost kind of like a bike helmet, but ballistic protection. But really good quality though. All right, yeah. So for today, if you guys again, I also got the buy me a coffee. Oops. I also have the buy me a coffee option. Oh, whoops. Which is in the description, but I just have the same thing I did for which we already got 50 in there. Let's go. I appreciate that. For the Chicago coverage, it's just easier to access those quicker. With YouTube stuff, I get that like the next month, so everything I'm getting here I won't get until like November, if that makes sense. Which will be great though, because we're gonna keep covering protests and current events, so all that will, I won't have to keep fundraising for stuff eventually. Like if we get as much support just directly through YouTube and whatnot and members and stuff, like I'll just be able to just do it. I'm sure I will need to like do a little fundraising here and there, but not as much to just get me back out there again. Because the content will just kind of feed it, you know what I mean? It'll just be a niche that we're in, which is our niche, covering protests and news and breaking news, current events. And that's why our channel is doing that. Yeah, so Mercado, if you're new to the channel, Mercado Media, besides covering the protests, current events, breaking news, like even if I'm just here at home, we cover breaking news as well. So if anything ever crazy happens, I could fire up a stream, and then there's usually like a camera or two out there wherever we're looking, or like weather related events or anything out of hand. All right, I think that's it though for the afternoon, you guys. I got to do laundry. I'm gonna go eat. I'm gonna get ready to go. If you guys, we got the PayPal, Cash App, and Venmo, which are the fastest way to support right now, to help to get the gas money like right now and get everything that I need to get there. But I plan to leave Chicago as soon as I get my deliveries that I'm waiting for some of my stuff. For the gas mask, I got a new duffel bag I bought for myself. I got that can fit my plates and my vest and stuff. So I got a bigger duffel bag, because I gave my duffel bags to Ukrainian soldiers when we went there. I just leave the shit there. So I had to get new duffel, which is fine. And it also has roller wheels on it. What else? I got some other shit too. What else did I get? I was just up late, just like getting shit I needed. Thank you, Kimberly, for the 5. Let me see here. Orders. Oh, I got a light attachment to go on the rail on my helmet. So that way if it's super dark, I can turn a light on. Oh, I got new microphone. Why they got a new wireless DJI mics, Bluetooth, that don't need the receiver. I mean, it comes with the receiver, but I love the DJI mics. I had some, but I left those in Ukraine too for people to use. But I got new DJI mics, DJI Mic 3. They look really small too, like really compatible. So I got that, a better audio for interviews, and yeah, the Rhino mount. The Go, because I'm gonna bring my Action 4 at least for now, and use my old Action 4, and then save up for the Action 5. But I got a mount, so the mount will go. It'll go right here. It's already comes with it, so I don't have to get a special one. But there's a piece. This piece will sit in that, and then I can have my action camera just sitting there the whole time. And I won't like film everything. But when there's action or something, all I gotta do is click the button and then it starts recording. So that way we get higher quality clips. The clips have been good. We've been posting clips to Facebook and we actually got news attention for them. So I gotta keep focusing on that. But I want to have higher quality clips. So I'll have the stream, but then when like say the tear gas comes out or flashbangs or like chaos starts happening, I'm gonna hit that record button. And then you guys are gonna have like 4K video instead of like, and then obviously I'll have to post it later. I won't be able to post it right away because I'm out there streaming, but you guys will have like additional video content of like what's happening. Okay. So that's why I'm doing all that. And especially why I wanted to make sure I had a Rhino mount on my helmet so I can just record, film, high quality film, clips, all that of like when it gets cat. Cause I'm probably not going to record unless it's just like a general like scan of the area. If it's like just everyone's kind of standing out there, not much to clip. But like you guys know when the police come out and like everyone gets all like tension rises, that's probably when I hit the record button and then you guys get better video. All right, chat. Yeah, gaming today. Oh, we're on the featured too. Look at it. It says YouTube featured. W. I'll take that. We're going to be on my gaming channel. We'll start at 7. I need to do laundry and stuff. But we're playing Ghost of Yote, which is fire. This game is going to be up for Game of the Year. Easily. This will be my 3rd Game of the Year contender I played this year. And you can find those on our gaming channel. On the homepage, I already have them. I haven't played Claire Obscura yet. I know that game's super good. I've heard. I got to try it before the awards. But Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, played that. Death Stranding 2, also played that. Game of the Year contender. And now we're playing another one, which is going to be Ghost of Yote. For sure. All right, and we'll play that at 7:15 Central, 8:15 Eastern. Okay, guys? And I'm going to redirect you guys to it. I'm going to build the stream now, but you guys just make sure if you're going to watch, turn your notification bell on, and then then you guys know where the channel is. You guys are awesome. Appreciate all the support. Everybody that supported the stream. We got Fancy Pants with 9 months. Thank you. FM with the gifted. Cameron became a member. Dijon Floral became a member. Chaotically Humble with the 10, with the 2. Ryan with the 5. So love the content work from Canada. Keep up the good fight. Doms, how can there be an Antifa? It's just anti-fascism. I know. Dave Wilson with the 5 says, such a war zone that the pizza delivery guy made it through. And donuts. We got donuts too. Oopie Doopie from Grant. W. Grant. Know what it would take to get Antifa off the streets. Just get rid of ICE and National Guard. Send them home. Trump creating fake problems for fake solutions. I agree. Lance A. Pants with the 5 says, please everybody check out the Election Truth Alliance. Trump may not have even won the election. With a Ryan T with a 2 says, this is insane. Daddy Jim with the 5 gifted. Thank you so much. Justin C with the 38 months says, for my first time in my 37 years, I literally can't handle the news today. I've never been so infuriated with my government. Keep telling the truth. Appreciate that. Ryan T with a membership for a month says, this is the president's show and tell. Oopie Doopie with a 5 says, common denominator equals white males raising conservative Christian households. Not all of them, but it does heavily that way, isn't it? El Joe, thank you for the membership upgrade. Chaotically Humble with a 2 says, I bet Trump pulls the Insurrection Act today. Not yet. Satori Arepo with the 10 said, support Mercado Media. Chaotically Humble said, the frog was very dangerous. Nadia Kolowatsky with the 5 said, where and how much are they getting paid? Jackie Daytona with a 5 said, this is the Fourth Reich on display for everybody to see. I hope these agitprop puppets get exposed. Catacly Humble, thank you for what you do again with a 5. I appreciate that. Emmy with a 5 or with a 2. Catacly Humble with another 2. iBlue with a 5 gifted. Mod iBlue, good to see you back again. Catacly Humble with also another 5 gifted. P. Michael with a 20 again. Thank you for that. Again, big W is in the chat to Owl Gold Rhythms with a $500 super chat. I didn't even know that was possible. Thank you so much for that. Incredible. Frank James with a 50, a big 50 bomb for Ukraine and Big Al's on Taylor. Be safe. Thank you, Frank. Her Royal Fluffiness, Celestia, Princess of Cake, becoming a member. I appreciate that. Authentically MP said be safe and I will be tuned in, sent 10. And then Algorithms also became a supporter of the stream. Thank you so much for becoming a supporter. All right, guys. We'll have a road trip stream. I'm going to do road trip streams to my members just because, like, I don't really want trolls tracking me and shit. So my road trip streams will probably be, will be for members. It'll just kind of any like random fun content I do with Mercado Media will just be for my members, just to give back to them because I haven't done members content in forever. But they consistently support. So it'll be like safety meeting stuff after protests, like an AAR. I'll have a member stream where we just chill and I smoke and we talk. And then my road trip stuff will be for members too, because I'll probably do a stream of me driving to Chicago. So we'll do that. And then obviously all of my protest coverage will be for everybody. Any type of breaking news that happens, like any ICE sightings or following ICE around or whatever, that'll be for everyone. But my chill stuff and then my gaming is for everybody too. So if you guys want to come check out gaming, it's on another channel, Mercado Gaming, and I'll send you guys over there next. All right. Have a good night, you guys. Like and subscribe if you're new. Follow on Twitch. I appreciate you guys over on Twitch. All the follows: Scallywag, Rooster Report, Dude McBro, Intimidator, NC03, Maggie May Mumbles, Hexus 311, Brother Somebody. Everybody that followed today on Twitch, I appreciate that. Everybody over on Facebook, I appreciate you guys. Just hit the follow button. Come over to YouTube and Twitch and also follow there. And I'll see you guys tomorrow on my way to Chicago. All right. Take care. Peace.